We're also going to be giving that away at this table over here if you'd like to try a sample. It is delicious. It has a beautiful golden brown color.
This guy's great. He's flying around though. We might need to ask him to slow down. Oh, he's done. No, I love that stuff. I could do this all day long. Just walk around the fair and point out the cool stuff that I'm seeing. Best job ever. So over here we have Gerard's Paella. Now he's here every year. Everybody loves his stuff. I mean, there's like a whole following that's here just for Gerard's Paella. I'd never heard of it until I came to Maker Faire. And you get a chance if you're in the area and you get to try Gerard's Paella, definitely do that. So we're kind of here in the center almost. I don't know, it's kind of a nebulous thing. There's no real center to make. But if you look around, you can see, back over arts and crafts and scraps, kind of where we started. And then we have the maker spaces and the racing there. And all along here, it's hard to see just how big this is, are just booths of electronics and new technology and people who are making just amazing machines and tools. People here are actually signing up for the magazine and subscribing to Make Mag. If you're familiar with Jimmy DiResta, who we put out videos for, he's actually over there talking with some people about the stuff he makes. I'm not going to surprise him with a live camera feed. I'm not going to walk up and shove the mic in his face just yet, but we might do that later. I think we might need to get Jimmy DiResta on camera because he's not actually on his videos. Just his tools and stuff are, and his products. The big Makey bot over here, that's always a fun one. Over in this area, there's lots of engineering. We have LG, who's brought some really cool stuff to look at this year. They're doing this whole everything campaign that you have to see. You can kind of see some plants hanging from pallet planters off the side of it. Over here is the fully 3D printed car. I mean, this is so cool. We gotta check this out.
But it wasn't.
So what we have right here is an actual car that was 3D printed, the whole thing. They threw an electric motor in it, you can hop in it, and you can drive it. That's incredible. A 3D printer made this. And you can kind of see the ridges and stuff, And if you want to see more pictures of this car or read more about it, just go straight to the front page. It's on there right now. This is the live stream out to the world for Maker Faire, So we're just kind of walking around and checking stuff out and the 3D printed car. So we've got video and interviews with these guys about this on the front page right now. Just click over to makezine.com, check that out. That's it. It's incredible. It's incredible. I saw it driving around yesterday. It's completely silent. Completely silent. It's kind of creepy. It just like whispers by. It is very cool. It is very cool. I love the 3D printed car. All right. Over this area, we have Disney's booth set up. They're showing off some. A personal favorite of mine right here is Enable. It's a group of people that create like 3D printed prosthetic limbs for people, mainly children, that are missing hands. I guess they do it for all ages. I don't know why I thought it was just children. But Enable is really amazing. We're gonna have to try to get over. I don't even know what this is, but it's amazing. This guy is controlling the music by moving a bicycle wheel. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get some. This. Would you mind, just real quick, it's our feed, it's our live feed. We'll catch you later. We're interfering. We're interfering with his instrument a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. So I pulled over here and saw this and listened to it, and that was really cool.
Thanks.
This is the live feed out to makerfaire.com. For all the people who can't make it to Maker Faire, would you mind just taking a quick second and then kind of explaining what's going on there? First, who are you?
My name is Adam Mata. I'm a beatboxer from New York City. I'm a builder and an artist as well, and I'm really glad to be here at Maker Faire.
Cool, cool. So while you're moving the wheel, what exactly is happening there? What's happening in front?
So this is bicycle wheel and Walkman. This is a bicycle wheel sculpture. There's audio tape around the edge of the rim from an old cassette tape. I've just recorded, AM radio commercials, just random. I hit record whatever was on the radio, and it's just on the tape. And this is a Walkman reading the audio down here.
Oh, from over there, I didn't even notice it. It literally is just a Walkman. It's just ripped open.
So, yeah,
that's great.
It's picking up interference.
It's our live stream out. It's probably just like really messing with it.
It's just reading the audio as it goes by, and you can scratch it like a turntable. I do my beatbox.
Yeah.
I do a beat here and scratch to the beat, and
That is so cool.
Thanks.
How many Maker Faires have you been to?
This is my fourth one, I believe. Yeah. I've been
That's
coming
great.
since I was here at the first one in 2010, I believe, and came 11, 12. Yeah.
That's great. We're so happy to have you. And I don't know how I've been here 3 or 4 times. I've never seen it. This is wonderful.
Yeah, thanks.
And think about Maker Faire. 4 years I've seen this. Been here, and now I'm seeing it for the first time, even though I've been 3 or 4 times. This is great. Thank you, man. This is awesome.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna get far away from this thing now, so that he can perform some more, so our equipment doesn't like mess up his stuff, because it's going nuts. All right, see you later, man. So we're just gonna take a minute. Crowd, I've got to just like get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Just watch what's going on. It's really fun. Were we supposed to come back? Live. Are we going to go back again?
No, the Saturn 5 is fantastic.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm feeling a little better. I'm reinvigorated. I got a drink of water. You got to stay hydrated at these things because, you know, there's a lot of walking. It's actually miles of walking, so you got to drink a lot of water. And we try to remind people that, and it's something you can forget sometimes, and you can get into trouble if you don't stay hydrated. So I'm feeling better. There was your little speech on hydration for the live feed. So let's get over here. Let's talk to eNable. I love these people. I really want to give them some exposure here because this project is just incredible. It's incredible. So let's look at this. This is a kit that you can either purchase or you can just download the files and print it yourself, and it's a prosthetic hand. So something like this would have cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars before for somebody to get their hands on. And now, I mean, this is like maybe, you know, $20, $30 worth of printing if you've got a 3D printer, or if you're going to buy the kit, it's just a fraction of the cost. So we're actually the live feed right now to Maker Faire. We're feeding out live to the world for people who can't make it into the fair. And I saw you guys over here. I really wanted to come in here at this. Is there somebody who would like to talk to us and tell the world about eNabled? All right. So hey, if you wouldn't mind, tell us just a sec. Look over there. Giant rideable crocodile, the TikTok croc. Again, only at Maker Faire you're going to see stuff like this just showing up in the middle of nowhere. All right, TikTok croc went by, another Maker Faire experience. Tell us about the eNable hand. I mean, I love this project, but if somebody had never seen it before, how would you describe it in like just super short, like 30 seconds?
So, eNable Hand is just the birth of a global online community looking to produce something using 3D printing technologies, and has come out with a user hand for people in need.
That's beautiful. How much would something like that, there's a kit, correct?
Yes.
How much does the kit cost for somebody to buy?
The kit costs $35 to buy, and the plastic itself is about $10 to $12, depending on model and size.
Let's put this in perspective. I've done a little bit of research. I'm kind of involved a little bit with this stuff.
Sure.
$35.
So the way it works is that
$35 sounds, you know, it's a number. We pay $35 for stuff. How much would somebody have paid for a prosthetic hand before the ability to just 3D stuff like this? What's the market for like a prosthetic hand?
$20,000, $30,000.
yeah, $30,000 and up.
We're taking 2 zeros off of the normal price to get down to what people can now access. $35. That is incredible. And it's wonderful. And I just want to congratulate you guys. I love eNable. I love eNable so much. And I'm so happy to see you guys here and see people looking at it. So, all right. Thank you. Where can people learn about eNable if they're at home?
Yes. So there is a website called enablingthefuture.com, and from there you can find ways to help out, join the Google Plus community, and figure out how best you can serve the community.
But I just want to say that people are printing at home, they're printing in their libraries, all the designs are free. The supplies are minimal. You can use the kit, find the pieces you need elsewhere, but it's very accessible, and kids are doing it, making hands for other kids too. So.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. Thank you very much. eNable, again, that's with an E. eNable. Check it out. Check it out online. All right. So we got so much stuff. We got so much stuff to look at. It's incredible. I'm not sure where we're going to go next. I'd like to introduce you to somebody. Come over here. This is Nate, one of the editors at Make as well. Is there anything you've seen around here you'd like to go talk about, go check out?
Well, I guess I don't know exactly what you've seen so far. So, okay. I don't know, you want to run down a couple of the cool things?
Oh, man. We started,
so much, right?
Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. So we started over in the craft area, and we saw some old technology, and we moved into racing.
I saw you in one of those. How was that?
Oh, my God.
I was kind of jealous.
It's my first time in one.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome. I didn't wreck it. I'm proud of myself for that. It was a little scary there for a second because I forgot how to stop it, but I didn't wreck it, so I'm feeling all right. And then, you know, we saw the paella, and we came over here. We saw some maker spaces. Here's the TikTok croc again.
kind of want to ride it.
I might have to get into that. Yeah. All those people are pedaling. That is so cool. They do. So, you know what we could do? We have this whole area here. We can move over here to some of these learning areas. And I think that might be fun.
Okay,
Wanna come over here? Out the microphone now. Talk to him. All right. Okay, so this one's been catching my eye as I've walked by a few times, and I don't even know what it is yet. I haven't had time to stop and talk to them, but I see we've got some stained glass here with some light. I can't wait to see this tonight when I'll really be able to see it lighting up. And we're going to talk to the young man who is the maker. First off, tell us, what's your name?
I'm Alex Arovis.
Okay, how
Yeah,
old are you, Alex?
I'm 12.
What did you make?
I made a mini Times Square ball. So it's based on the Times Square ball, just much smaller.
That is great. So what did you make it out of? I mean, tell us a little bit. What's inside that thing?
So inside of here, there are many LEDs. As I can lift this up just a little. And then this is made out of stained glass pieces that I cut. Also the woodworking here, things. I can take off these sides.
Okay. Yeah, let me move so they can get that on camera. That's cool. Yeah, hold on. I've got the microphone. They won't be able to hear you. Let me get over here so they can hear you. Okay, so you can talk, and they'll be able to hear you just fine.
So we use magnets to hold on to the sides. So if you, there is on top there is the motor that goes down. On the bottom is all the circuitry for that. Right behind the motor is the circuitry for the LEDs and the music.
So what got you into doing this stuff? How'd you get started making things like this?
Well, my dad taught me Arduino, just a little bit of it, and that's where it started. And well, my mom got me interested on the idea by making a joke of, would you like to go on vacation, or would you like to build a mini Times Square ball? Mini Times Square ball.
That was a joke that backfired. I'm sure Mom wanted to go on vacation, right?
We ended up going on vacation.
You went on vacation anyway? That's great. That's great.
And then from there, it was first supposed to be about this tall, and so
it just kept growing and growing, huh? This is fantastic. I love this. It's beautiful. It looks well made. I'm impressed. This is awesome, man. Thank you so much. Had you been to a Maker Faire before you made this?
I went to the Maker Faire last year. That was my first time.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome back. We're so happy to have you here. This is so cool. This is so cool. All right, thanks, man. So he's kicked it on and it's climbing up the pole now. That is so cool. Climbing the pole, and I'm guessing, like the Times Square one, I'm guessing when it gets up, we'll count down, and it'll come back down. Yep, here on the front. You can't see it on the live feed, but over where I am on the front, I've got a countdown timer. It's coming down. We've got about 50 seconds left on the drop. Those LEDs are sparkling with the sun out, it's kind of hard to see right now, but I can see them. The LEDs are sparkling, the countdown's going, we're down to about 40 seconds. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. And he says they ended up going on vacation anyway. What happens when it hits the bottom?
It will, first it will say 2015 on the countdown, and then it will also play Old Lang Syne with the speaker.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. We got about, here we go, we're at the countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 2015. All right, man, thank you very much. That is so cool. That makes me feel so good to see this here. That's great. Thank you. All right. We've got Nathan up here who's had his eyes on this thing, and there's some kind of anatomy going on up here. What's going on with this, Nathan?
There's a lot more than just anatomy. I want to introduce you to some students from the Innovation Lab at Rock. I know you were looking, Caleb had you guys looking at some 3D printed prosthetics, some hands, but here have created some similar devices. So do you want to tell me a little bit about this? First, tell me your name.
My name's Katie.
Okay, and what have you printed here?
So these bits are fingers that basically they're connected with fishing wire, so that when you basically the joint in your wrist that moves can bend the fingers. So when you pull down, it can close the fist and open it. And then also a couple students had one of the fingers hooked up to an Arduino, so that when you press the button on the Arduino, it would bend automatically. But we've also got one of our students we had this like semi-completed skeleton. It was missing a lot of parts. And she used the 3D scanner we have to scan the bones that we had in one arm. So like bone, she would scan this with her scanner and then flip it in the computer software so that she could print out another one for the opposite hand. So she's got the hands printed. She's also got some elastic to represent muscles, and so that was one of our projects last year, was to kind of reassemble the skeleton with.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, archaeologists do with dinosaur bones sometimes, right? If they have an incomplete skeleton or if something gets damaged in the process of digging it up. Very cool. Okay, so were you involved with this one? You want to talk about this one?
This one I was not involved with, but I can tell you a bit about it.
Sure.
I'm Malik. Malik, yeah. So this is a little robot. It just walks back and forth, like plug in to a battery source. Whereas this one, we bought a typical like $10, $15 RC car that you can order us and made it our own. It now travels with GPS, compass. It also has a UV sensor that can sense if there's an object in front of it. It'll stop, turn back, and continue on its path to where it's going.
So does it go? Can we watch it drive around a little bit?
I can try.
So there may be a battery issue with this. I'll let them for some more batteries. If you want to tell me about some of the other stuff that you've got over here. I see a MakerBot.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Gabe. So basically this is one of the setups we have for 3D printing at the program. This is one of 3 3D printers we have. We also have the first generation MakerBot back at the school and the new Form 1 that prints with the resin and the laser. Basically we use 3D printing for almost. You can see some of the other cars over here had some 3D printed parts. But basically, we like to think of the 3D printer as a sort of glue with the projects to help things go together and mesh together better. We also did a few just kind of fun projects. Like we have some statues on campus, so we 3D scanned them and then cleaned them up in the software and then reprinted them in the printer.
How about this one?
This is just a claw. So there's a servo attached to it and it spins this and then the claw moves. And this here is just a drone I think we're using in the game of drones today. I don't know what the plan is for that, but...
No, not that
oh, we're not using this one?
This one's the one for coastal erosion.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
for the IR camera, so you can monitor the algae.
So, but you guys built one that's going to be in the game.
Real light one. That's his department.
Do you happen to have it around? The game of drones, if you're not aware, is kind of a rumble, a mid-air rumble, trying to knock each other out of the air.
So this is it's a fairly stock a drone that we purchased, but our secret weapon is about 6 feet of gill netting that fishers use. It's very light and very tight, so it's going to have to try to snag some propellers. Its name is Fujin, after the Japanese god of wind.
And if you with the game of drones and you are in the neighborhood of Maker Faire, definitely go and check it out. It's a great show. They had amazing crowds at Maker Faire Bay Area, and it's really a wild time. So, what are you working on at the moment?
So there seems to be like some sort of power issue of like something's not quite getting power. So just like working on that, trying to figure that out. Yeah. Yeah. So I put in new batteries.
May also be trying to find his GPS fix.
And what's the sensor on top?
This right here?
Yeah.
This is a GPS locator, so it reads where it currently is, and wherever whatever coordinates we put in, it tries to go there. This here is a compass, and it helps it get there easier. So if I say go north and turn west, yada yada, it knows what is north and west. And this is a sensor that can tell if something's in front of it. If there is, it'll back up, and then yeah. So it's trying to figure out this whole battery situation.
I'll have to come back. We'll have to plug in and check.
All right. Well, maybe we'll come visit again.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
I've got these talking to over here while you were checking out the drones, and one of them here really is like I think it's pretty cool. I played violin for a real long time. I was never really any good at that either, but so these caught my eye. These look like they're like laser cut violins. I'm not really sure the whole story here. I'm gonna ask these wonderful people to tell me a little bit about what's going on. So, hey guys, how's it going? We're the live stream on the site. I wanted to ask you guys a few questions, if you wouldn't mind explaining it to everybody who couldn't make it to the fair. So first off, who are you guys?
We are the Marymount School. This is Helena, and my name is Lisa Wong, and I teach at the Marymount School.
Okay, and so what do you have? What do you have here at the fair?
Well, we have 4 different sort of maker programs in our school. We have a Tinker Lab, a STEAM Lab, a Fab Lab, and an Idea Lab. So we have examples from each of those labs that that our kids learn from. So, Helena, do you want to talk about some of your projects?
Well, last semester I made this Atari Punk console. I mean, it's pretty loud, but it was really cool to make. It took a lot of trial and error, a lot of failure. And then the most recent semester, my friend Alice, and it's from the Make magazine. And we haven't finished it because we ran out of school days. But yeah, so it's programmed where you knock on the surface, and if you get the knock correct, instead of putting in a quarter, the green light shows and lights up, and then you get the servo moves, and you get a gumball. But if you get it wrong, you get the red light lights up, and the ultimate punishment of not getting a gumball.
That is amazing. I love that. I remember that project. That was really fun. And who knows, maybe someday soon you'll be creating projects that we'll be putting in the mag. That's amazing. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll watch for you. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you. Now, over here is a huge favorite. You can just see, looking at this crowd, we have Meccano, or if you're like me, you remember Erector set. These might look familiar. Here's a Segway built from, or Meccano. Just depends on where you're from, on what you call it. So we've got this tower here. Here we have Anna that has agreed to tell us a little bit about what's going on here. So, Director said, Meccano at Maker Faire. What's going on? What's happening? I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. So with Meccano, it can build a lot of different things. It's a perfect brand to be here. The kids are having a lot of fun. We have different pieces. It's a metal. You can build a lot of different stuff with Meccano. Meccano is a 100-year-old brand. Was acquired recently by Spin Master, one of the top toy companies from Toronto. We're very pleased with it. We're going to rebrand. We want to make sure that every Maker Faire that is out there, we're going to be there, so kids can be creating anything that they have in their minds.
Yeah, I mean, I played with these things as a kid. I remember it was like so freeing. Some of the abilities, the things you can make because they're rigid, strong.
Yeah, real metal, yes.
Yeah, and I've seen there's been like a solid crowd here, like constantly.
No one is stopped.
Yeah, you have to like start setting time limits or something. What are people making here, like on the table?
I saw kids making crabs with real motors working. I see kids making trains, making dolls, flowers. They can make pretty much everything. So what we're doing, we're giving them free helicopters every hour for kids that participate. We also have a contest that kids can build whatever they want, and the best one wins like a big Meccano set.
Meccano set?
Just come on and build with us. Yeah. Let's make something together.
That sounds good. I like that. That should be like our tagline. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
this is
you.
great.
Pleasure.
This is
Thank
great.
You.
I'm going to sneak in here and try to look and see what some people are making. That's so cool. Like, Meccano was kind of my introduction to French, I think, as a kid. I don't know. I think it was for a lot of people. This is fun stuff here. The Segways, but also a little bit awesome. We're gonna walk around a little bit more and see some more stuff. Nathan, how's it going? I see you're rejoining us. Anything you wanna check out or talk about?
So I want to introduce you to a guy named Nathaniel. Okay. And Nathaniel is over here. Busy breaking the laws of physics.
Well, I'm gonna step out of the way.
Okay, well that may not be entirely true, but I'll let him explain it to us. So Nathaniel, what's going on here?
So basically, most people believe that nothing can move faster than the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
Einstein actually never said that. All he said was that light moves at the same speed from any reference point, meaning light is being transmitted from a candle, light on a car, or light on a space shuttle. Light will always move at the same speed.
So how does your laser factor into this?
So the laser, can I talk about something else real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, so scientists believe that we could be just 2D and 3D projections. For this to work, something must be able to go faster than the speed of light. That something may be information. So my experiment here, I demonstrate a toned down, not as big demonstration. So the laser pointer moves. There it is. The laser pointer moves from here to here at a speed of about 135 miles per hour. Now, if we take the distance from the Earth to the moon and flick our laser pointer, that dot on the moon will move well over the speed of light.
Amazing. And so you set up, you're using Lego Mindstorms to
The basic principles you can find on the web. Basically, the way we're achieving great speeds is the principle of the lever, mechanical advantage, small speed here, great distance, great speed there.
Thanks, Nathaniel.
Now, Nathan, I don't know if you had a chance. I don't know if you had a chance to come out here last night when we were gathering and getting everything set up. Hey, for all you people watching, I really wish that we could show you this.
It was beautiful.
You can kind of see, pardon me, you can kind of see that it's there, but you don't really get the full effect without it being dark out here. All these little flowers. Where's the mic? Give me the mic. That's my mic now. All right. all these little flowers are lit up at night. There's some pictures. We might try to get over here and get some pictures. But it just looks beautiful at night, especially because in the darkness you can't see these stems that are holding them very seem to be floating in the air. And I see they've got some photographs over there. We might be able to capture kind of the sort of feel of it from these photographs over here. Let's go in here and see if they'll talk to us. We haven't warned them, so we'll see.
So I was talking to the maker last night, Justin, and he's actually an architect, and he was talking about how they use them as art installations, and that they were really nice for and how you can set up hundreds of them in not much time at all. Kind of the interior is 3D printed, and then there is an LED and a couple of coin cell batteries. And when you slide it onto that post, which is metal, of course, it connects the batteries, and it lights up. And you can, of course, laser cut all sorts of designs. And then here's Justin. Justin, you wanna tell us a little bit about it?
Hi, we're doing a live stream to makerfaire.com.
Awesome.
For all the people who couldn't make it here.
Okay.
And I was saying the fact that we couldn't get out here at night with
There's
the
some
live
photos
stream.
of it at
We do
night,
have some
if you wanna
photos.
see.
We'll have to try
Sure.
to zoom in on those and see if we can tell it. So where did this come from? Where did this idea come from?
This came from an art installation at the Tribeca Film Festival where we did 1,600 lights for the grand opening, and it was very well received. People were asking, could we do our wedding? Could you do our event? Could we rent them from you or borrow them? And so what we did is we took a non-reusable design that was shrink wrapped, and what we did is we made a 3D printed core. I can actually show you the core. There's a 3D printed core. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry, we're live, I know.
That's all right. That's all
So
right.
we took the 3D printed core, and the way it works is the steel rod completes the circuit. And so
that's smart.
The shades are laser cut, and we branded them with the Maker Faire for the special event today, of course. And what we're currently looking towards, it really was an art project that's become something that might be a project in the near future. And so the idea is you would say, hey, I've got an event this weekend, I've got a dinner party, could you send me 3 boxes of 50 lights? you would borrow them and then you'd return them back to us. But it's really more about just sort of getting the idea and the art installation out. And people are encouraging me to give away the STL, which I actually think is a pretty cool idea and something I'm certainly open to. Being that it's still a prototype and it's still in development, I think it would be more in the spirit of the fair.
Oh man, that would be really incredible. So then people could make these at home. They could print them at home.
It wouldn't be really much of a threat to like an event design. If we're doing 10,000 of these, if someone's doing 10 at home, and I know that it takes 24 hours to make 8 of them off of a 5th gen MakerBot files, so as it's a work in progress. So if there is enough of an outcry for it, I'm more than happy to give away the STL.
Oh, we'd love to give them away on Make. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, I
All right,
guess.
see what happens,
All right.
yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So here's a little bit of inside, a tiny bit of a peek inside and how this stuff works. I'm going to give him my business card.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell him just to email me if he just to spread this out to the world on Make.
Okay.
I'm the person who can make that happen.
Really? All right,
Yeah.
excellent.
So email to share that
man.
story and we'll make it happen. I'm Caleb, by the way.
Caleb, I'm Justin. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So there was a little bit of, you get to see what happens behind the scenes there. That's how we get that out there.
Thanks very
So
much.
Nathan, I know you've got some stuff over there you want to show off, but I've got right here that I would love to hit first because it caught my eye. I just want to talk to him. All right. I'm for lights. Like you saw me earlier, just like whip around when I was over there. So I was walking by and I saw lights, and I love it. I love lights. And these people are setting up. The wind is kind of tearing at their stuff. You're getting to see some behind the scenes here. It's wonderful. No, this is great. This is wonderful. This is Maker Faire. This is what Maker Faire is. What's your name?
Javel.
Awesome, awesome. What are these?
Sneakers.
The sneakers. And what are on them?
Lights.
Is there anything cooler than that? I mean, that's it, right? Like, that's the
Pretty much, but
description.
they're actually programmable sneakers. So we introduce elementary school kids to programming through sneaker design, and we build our own programmable footwear so they can customize their shoes but learn to code at the same time.
So this is not just a product. This is an educational.
This is an education platform. So we use sneaker design as a gateway to computing.
And we're from Gigabyte.
Right, Gigabyte. My next question. It's called Gigabyte. Is there somewhere where people at home, so this stream is for the people who aren't here.
Yes. Go to gigabyte.com. So GIGATE.com.
Gigabyte.com. You made that?
Yeah.
That is incredible. Have you ever been to a Maker?
No.
This is your first one?
Yes.
What do you think?
Good.
Are you having fun?
Good. Yes.
Have you had a chance to walk around and look at stuff?
Yes.
That's cool. Are you going to come back to another Maker Faire?
I think so.
Good. Good. I hope you do. I'll watch for you.
Be in the news.
You're on the news right now. Right now. Dude. Thank you very much. All right, so let's find Nathan. Where to go? Nathan, I saw you eyeballing something over there. I'm going to give you the mic, and I'm going to get another drink. I'm thirsty. Gotta hydrate.
All right, yeah, I was over here and I met some folks who were kind of taking a completely new a new approach to a classic idea that you may be familiar with. You all know the potato clock, right? Where you put a couple of electrodes in a potato and the biomass generates a little of electricity. Well, I want to introduce you to a couple of people who have kind of taken that to the next step, made it a little more and possibly a little more useful. So let's grab Crystal right here. Crystal, would you tell? I don't want to interrupt. Crystal, would you tell me a little bit about it is Wild Grid?
Sure. Hi, this is a project called Wild Grid. I'm Crystal. This is Harumi, who's also doing the project. So should I take it?
If you want.
Oh. Okay. So the goal of our project is to encourage people to charge their devices through organic matter off the grid. So this is actually our working demo right here that Harumi can talk more about.
Yeah, so this is basically a compost bin. Other people also refer to this as a microbial fuel cell. So what we have inside is dirt and beer.
That sounds delicious.
Well, the bacteria think it's pretty delicious. That's why we're using it. It gives us the most amount of voltage in the shortest amount of time. So what's happening in here is the bacteria is decomposing beer, and we're grabbing those free electrons through an anode and a cathode, which are sandwiched kind of right here on top and in the bottom. We're taking those electrons, we're putting them into this circuit right here, the power. So on its own, this is giving out about 0.85 volts.
So 0.85 volts. How fast will that charge my phone?
So it's about 0.85 volts. It's not as efficient as we would like. So a full charge would take about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I don't want to inflict our 2 weeks of watching my phone charge, but let's see if we can get a little signal there. So it lights up and it indicates that it's charging. And now you were saying some other ways that you're planning to try to make this work.
So ideally, right, it's like a design research project that we've been working on the side, but our goal would be to take this circuitry and this technology and to optimize it, make it smaller, make it efficient, and then work on this line of consumer devices right here, where you can really see how you power to your lifestyle instead of the other way around, being always reliant. So there are a few concepts here. This is one where you can actually sit at the park, take something like this, plug it into the soil, and charge your phone immediately on the go. This one is actually one of our favorites where, if you're at a bar, you need to charge your phone, or you're around liquid, anything with that type of bacteria, you can drop a sensor in here, charge your phone.
And I really like this one. I want to stick them to my body.
You could do it. And then this one too, where, if you're going for a walk, you're walking your dog, you're going for a run, you want to charge your device at the same time, you could stick these electrodes to your body and charge your phone.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
So there's someone else over here that I would like to introduce you to. There's a bit of a crowd around him right now, and I'm not surprised because what he's got is really cool. I've actually worked with him before on a story which you can find in the latest issue of Make, if you pick that up. His name is Connor, and his device, you wear it on your head, and it reads your brainwaves to help you control a computer. So let's see if Connor's available for a minute. All right, I'm totally surprising him here. I hope that's all right. Connor, how are you doing?
Man. Hey.
Yeah, we are live streaming, and I was hoping you could tell us about OpenBCI.
Oh, man, sure. We have a great poster right here. You found the right spot. OpenBCI, do you want me to take this?
Sure.
Sure, cool. OpenBCI is an open source brain-computer interface, multi-purpose electrophysiology system. So sample muscle activity, heart activity, and brain activity. So we've actually got a live demo going on over here, and I'm hooking myself up to electrodes and streaming into a computer.
So I tried to come talk to you earlier today, and it seems like you've had a crowd around you all day. How are people responding to this? What are they saying about it?
People are definitely super excited about it, and this is kind of actually like our 1-year anniversary, because last Maker Faire was the first time people started finding out about it, and that was when we were like, oh, we should probably launch a Kickstarter because people are really excited. And so we're coming full circle right now, which is really exciting.
So can we see the brain part
Sure.
of it?
Here, take the mic.
It said like immediately.
Here's the screen. This is the board itself. And then I'm gonna plug myself in real quick. So this is here. So this is not brainwaves, obviously. This is the and heart activity.
So what's the difference? If it were brainwaves, you would just have these around your head instead?
Yeah, basically, and the signal would look different. So right now, I don't know if you can see the screen, but right now what you're doing, you're looking at my heart. This is my raw heart, and the cables are jigging around. flex my muscle, you see a big EF. So that's the muscle activity. And then if I relax my muscle, now that's my heartbeat again. So in a little bit, we'll be doing a demo of someone hooked into the electrode cap, and we'll get the raw brainwaves. So.
Cool. What might you use this for on your arms or on your head?
Sure. So one really cool example that's definitely applicable to Maker Faire is about a month ago, one of our researchers at large hacked into a radio robot, and he had this neuromodulation system, and he was able to turn the robot right, left, and walk the robot forward just using his brainwaves.
That's impressive. That's the future right there, right?
Yeah. And so this is all the gear. A prototype of the 3D printed EEG headset, almost fully functional, but this is the acquisition. I like to think of it as the Arduino, or kind of like the Arduino biosensor. It's like an Arduino adapted into something specifically for sensing the signals of the human body. So yeah, microcontroller of.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Connor. Sorry to surprise you like around, and let's see if we can go find Caleb again.
Cool. Take care. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Sorry.
I was just walking by. I got my water. I was just walking by, and I see this. First off, who are you?
I'm from Oakland, Maine.
What are we looking at here?
I'm part of the Maine Ghostbusters. This is a Ghostbusters slime blower pack. I was Iron Man of Maine last year. An Iron Man theme this year.
So yeah, we had you features on the website like last week. I've been looking for you around. This is incredible. The detail on this thing is crazy. So talk a little bit about what here. How did you make it? What's going on?
The gun itself is a PVC tube with metal roof flashing. I have 3D printed parts everywhere. Nose project boxes, bollard tubes for the tanks with 3D printed tops and bottoms for the domes. 3D printed project boxes, the balls 3D printed, the bulk of it. So, a MakerBot replicator too.
How long did the whole thing take to put together?
This whole pack, about 2 months. Another 2 months for my Proton pack that I also have. And about a week for these. I work quick.
That's so cool. Where could somebody find out more?
You can check out my website at ironmanofmaine.weeb.com or on Facebook.
What kind of responses are you getting as you walk around? Like, what do you see around you as people notice you?
I hear cosmonaut a lot, or are you going to take off in that thing? And which is kind of funny. But then I explain it. That generational gap, though, you'd be surprised what 5-, 6-year-olds still will point out and say, "Hey, Ghostbusters."
That's a beautiful thing.
So, you know.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping. All right.
Definitely.
All right. So let's keep moving. I don't even know where Nathan went after I stole the microphone, so I'm just going to start walking here and look at some of this cool stuff. Thanks, man. I'll see you later. So a ridiculously crazy mix of stuff here. We have like an educational card game to teach electronics called No Cards. Here's the booth where you can see the Iron Man of Maine stuff. So here's some of the stuff he was talking about, his Proton pack that he made, like the original Ghostbusters design, but all Iron Man colors. So that might be a little more recognizable to some people. His utility belt here with all these crazy tubes. He's not here to explain to us what that is though, so maybe we'll stay a little. We've got directly opposite of this, like I said, such a crazy mix, are people that are using Furbies as chat clients. It's called Super Fat. And they're using Furbies as chat clients for your computer. It's just bizarre, wild things all over. And here's a gutted Furby that's been modified to be a chat client. That's great. I love it. Oh, here's Nathan. I see him. We found him. Here, Nathan. I'm gonna give you the mic back and look for more cool stuff.
All right. Hi there. Yeah. I'm over here because I found this drool-worthy piece of woodworking. So I want to introduce you to Adam and Ben, who made this together and just launched a Kickstarter about it. So would you tell me kind of just the basics of your, what do you call it, a boombox, jambox?
It's the Aria Bluetooth speaker system, and it has 2.1 stereo sound. as well as Bluetooth in it and auxiliary inputs. Lithium-ion battery, give you like 20 hours of play.
Okay, so Ben, you did the woodworking, and you glued a bunch of very thin parts together and CNC'd it?
That's right, yeah. Well, we start with Baltic birch plywood, and then we CNC that and glue it together.
Okay, and what about the body here?
Body, we have slight CNCing on this just to get our general shapes, and then everything I just take apart and glue it pretty much.
And the face that how did you fabricate that?
Also CNC brass. Yeah. Okay.
And how about this one? This is not a production model, or?
That's actually our vacuum tube amplifier. We launched that on Kickstarter about 2 years ago, and great success on it, so we just wanted to bring it and show it off as well, show our track record of what we've done, and had great success on this one.
So you may see these in the wild. Maybe your friend has one or something.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, yes.
Can we turn it up and jam out a little bit? Dance party at home, you guys. So Caleb, you're back. What did you find?
Handmade cymbals, like the crashing cymbals.
Like you would play in a band.
Yeah. There's a guy here who hand makes cymbals. He's just right over here.
That's amazing.
Let's go. If you don't mind, let's
go talk to him. Thank you, guys.
So, we're trying to give a little bit of the Maker Faire. You'll notice we're not just going booth to booth, because what usually happens is you end up wandering. Your eye catches something, and you run to that, and you look at it, and you explore, and you find new things. So this was shiny, this was bright, and I ran over here to look, and here we have cymbals. Now you might not think too much about a cymbal, but how the heck do you make a cymbal? This guy knows, he makes them. And here in a second, we'll get over here. That's okay, hey, you know what? We'll listen in, or maybe we'll ask some of the same questions you're asking. This is the live feed out to the world. So, first off, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Jesse Simpson, and I'm a drummer and pianist and a cymbalsmith, living in Brooklyn and working. My shop is in Astoria, Queens, right near here where Maker Faire is happening.
All right, so a cymbalsmith. I gotta say, I've never really thought about cymbals before. They're just kind of there. They just didn't think about how they're made.
Right.
So, super short, super quick. How do you make a cymbal?
Well, I'm making them completely by hand hammered, and all the commercially made cymbals these days are made in a big machine press. So I'm using techniques, I suppose, and trying to reverse engineer and also developing my own techniques.
So that's probably pretty sought after. I know that especially in instruments, handmade is king, right? And do you get good reactions from your cymbals when you use them? Do people like them?
Yeah, there's a lot more demand than supply these days, and
that's good to hear. That's fantastic to hear. So, is this your first time at Maker Faire?
this is my first time exhibiting, but not my first time hanging out, you know.
Perfect. That too. So you came to Maker Faire and then became an exhibitor?
Yeah, I have various friends here at Maker Faire. Terry Dame is an instrument exhibitor, and my old family friend Gerard of Gerard's Paella. I've known him since I was 5. I'm from Sebastopol, California, where the founders of Maker Faire live still. We're Dale, and I moved to New York about 8 years ago. I went to Manhattan School of Music, and
So it's got to be nice to have some of Gerard's paella, huh?
it is totally great. They deliver straight to me. It is absolutely amazing.
That's wonderful. Thank you. So is there anywhere anybody could learn more about you online?
These cards here, and I have my site, which is my name, jessesimp.com, JESSESIMP.com.
Perfect. Thank you. That's wonderful. That's so cool. I learned something about symbols today. That's wonderful. I'm so over here. It's just, it's so cool. All right. Thank you. So let's track down Nathan again. It's like a treasure hunt. You know, I don't know if I'm going to find something cool or if I'm...
Do you mind if we switch operators for a second?
No, that'd be fine. something cool or find an old friend or a coworker, and it's always a unique experience. It's interesting. Now, a little bit about this, which is known for the World's Fair, and interestingly is located in between two airports, which means we can't fly quadcopters here due to the regulations between the airports. So you won't see quadcopters around, which is a little bit unique to this location. Usually when we're out at the Maker Fairs, you see stuff flying around in the air too, but you know, we don't want to break laws, so we're playing it safe and keeping it careful. We do have some quadcopters though in a tinted in area so that they are enclosed and can't cause any trouble to anybody. All right, we're on the move again. Rest our legs for a moment, keep moving. We'll head back over this direction, and maybe Nathan will find us. It's a little bit of a game. We'll see what we can find over here. Another exploring. I see a suitcase that has a light on it and some speakers. Oh, it's like a whole stereo. That's cool looking right there. Hey guys. Well, yeah, sure. This is the live on makerfaire.com for all the people who couldn't make it.
Awesome. That looks cool. What is it? Well, this is what we actually came here for. This is a Bluetooth speaker. It's manufactured using CNC machining. One of the desktop. It's all modular, so it's all easily replaced. It's easily customizable, so you can do different colors, different designs. We did a Maker logo on there, Make logo. I love that. Yeah. So it's all put together using 4 bolts, and so you can easily take it apart, put it back together. You know, put all the pieces in there and wire it up. So there's no soldering involved. Eventually,
is this like a Bluetooth speaker for your own phone or stereo or whatever?
Exactly.
Is this like a kit somebody could buy online?
Yes, eventually, this is the very first one we built. So this is the only one exists. But yeah, eventually we're going to sell them as kits, and we'll sell them complete as well.
Where can somebody learn more about it?
You can check out domecandylab.com. We have a launch page up, or it should be up any minute now, but you can it's still being redirected, but you can let you know when the community gets built and when we open source our design files.
That's pretty cool. Thank you.
No problem.
That's pretty cool. Spotted Nathan a moment ago.
Yes,
you got something?
I'm right here. Yeah, you know, I kind of wandered off the other way, as tends to happen at Maker Faire, and I found some guys that were working on kind of a unique palette. So if you want to take a little stroll, we could go check that out.
Yeah, let's head that direction. There's something here we do have to stop and look at, though. This morning we were walking along and we saw these women walking by, and we stopped them and interviewed them. Walking.
She doesn't look like she could walk.
I know, right? So let's look here. We talked to her earlier and we saw this, but we didn't see it in its full glory. This is fantastic. This is absolutely fantastic. Pearly Maze, beautiful is what I see on the sign. There you go, Pearly Maze, beautiful nonsense. And I felt this, it's an incredible feeling. It's like silicone. So she can actually swim in this.
Prosthetic grade silicone rubber. They use it for special effects in the movies as well. I cast over 1,500 individual scales and put it together over a mannequin based on my legs. Then I made the top so it's all one piece. And I jump in a lake and swim around.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Well, we were passing through and saw it and had to stop and talk to you again because this morning, but didn't get to see it in action. Yep. Absolutely. That is so cool. That is so cool. Bye. All right. Still moving along. Here's the felting kits. I love these felting things. They're just like so soft and squishy and cool.
think there was some in our toys issue too.
There was in the recent toys issue of the magazine. We did do a bunch of reviews of all kinds of toys. That's what Nathan's referring to. So if you don't have the magazine, you got to pick that up because everybody loves toys, and we did do the. I wrote that review, and
So you have some experience
yeah,
with felting.
I poked my fingers so many times because you do it with a really sharp needle, but it was worth it. Love it, and the adorable. So here we go. We're headed the direction you said you saw something cool. What did you see?
So it's probably better if I let the creators explain it to you. But basically, it's kind of a solution for an artist who might have a little trouble selecting colors from their palette, and yeah, I just have to find them.
Experience is getting lost, confused, waiting through the crowds.
Yeah, well, they had it out in the sun, and they were fixing it up, and they said to come find them, kind of around the corner. But as you can probably see, that could mean just about anywhere. But I did. It looks like they're still working on it, just a little bit. But hi again. Here it is, and I wonder if you guys could introduce yourself and tell me what exactly your palette is and does and everything.
Awesome. Hi. Well, I'm Omar, called Omni Palette, and what it is that it's an assistive art palette for users with cerebral palsy. It rotates so that it becomes easier to access to people who have limited mobility.
So inside each one of these cups would be a different color of paint. And for someone who doesn't have a lot of dexterity, choose a point that you and then use the buttons to rotate the palette until it gets to the color you want, and you can dip in there and get the color.
So I see a couple of buttons down below. Is that maybe you can get in there and so it controls the rotation of the right?
Yeah, we might have to do it manually. We just moved it and didn't have quite enough time to get it working again. I think we just need some new batteries, actually.
So the original, what it would originally do is that you would press the button, and when you press it, it would rotate from side to side. And then inside one of these cups as well, water in it, and it would for them inside.
Oh, that's in that white one there. If you can get around back, maybe you could see that.
Right here is a and what it is that you put water in and it will swirl your brush so that it would also clean it for them.
So I wonder if you could tell me kind of what was the inspiration this idea occur to you guys?
Well, we're part of an organization called Mouse, and through Core, we partnered with a cerebral palsy center here in New York called United Cerebral Palsy, and we interviewed artists who had the disease, and we asked them, what are your challenges? What could we do? Like, what could we design? And through like an interview process and like different iterations, this is what we came up with.
So, do research, identify a problem, and develop a solution, right? Yep. And oh yeah, you got a poster here to go with it.
Poster board.
Is there a picture of the client? I don't think so. Wait, these are some of our.
So like.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Like right here, we're interviewing some people, and we're asking them how's like drawing, like, and we. And how do we make the experience as independent as possible for people with disabilities?
And have you gone back and showed it to the people that you interviewed in the beginning?
Yeah, actually, some people came to a conference that we were at called Emoticon. Some people we interviewed and they tested it out and they loved it. And we also had teachers assistants from United Cerebral Palsy who love it and like want to have it in their classroom. So it was like good to hear from the people that are trying to help that it's actually working. So
that's great to hear. Thank you guys.
All right, thanks a lot.
And I see Caleb. It looks like he has something on his mind.
Well, I thought I saw somebody I knew. And that happens all the time.
Yeah,
at
that's
Maker
another
Faire.
Maker Faire thing. In fact, I see someone I know right there. I don't know if he's coming
I'll tell you what,
to talk to us or...
why don't you talk to him? And I would like to maybe explore the robot area, like the robot club area that's right here.
What's not to like?
Yeah, I haven't made it there yet. I mean, I've been here the whole time. I haven't made it there yet. So let's. Like, there's this thing singing. I don't even know what's going on. But I don't know. There's like a zoo. That's a little bit.
Hey, welcome back. Hope you had a nice little break, and we are ready to show you some more really great stuff. We're kind of in a robot alley right now, and you may, walking through here, you may see a lot of like line following robots and maze solving robots, but one thing that I thought was pretty unique was there's a robot over here that plays music. It actually plays a violin, and so I'm gonna take you to Jake, who designed and built this thing, and hopefully he'll let me play it with the help of the robot. Actually, it looks like he's. So maybe you want to check out the violin and the robot over here, and it's in motion. There's someone playing it right now. So let's see what he's doing.
This? Oh, cool. This one? Oh, cool. Yeah, I was probably there. Were you in? I wasn't there then.
One Allen for M.
Is that cool? So Jake.
Yes.
Hi. This is Jake's violin and the robot that plays it, and yeah. Well, so I really want to play this. So maybe while I hold this, yeah. Well, maybe you could tell everybody what exactly is going on as I do this.
Okay. So first of all, you want to put your hand around the handle, and you're covering a little photoresistor. So that's going to just tell it that you're ready to go. And then what you can do is, this here controls the speed of the bow. It's a potentiometer. And we got the turbo mode for, you know, the staccato. And this is a distance sensor. So the height of your hand is actually controlling the position of 2 different servos, or 3 servos total.
You've got fingers up there at the top of the violin.
That's
that
right.
are made out of popsicle sticks, right?
That's right. So each servo can actually play 3 different notes. Here's the open string, the higher note, and the lower note. So that's 6 total notes. It makes a pentatonic scale. And so basically everything sounds good.
And then one more down here at the base.
Yep, and that's just to switch between, so you can play discrete notes.
And let's see, have you been practicing? Can you play a song for us?
Ooh,
I'm gonna have to do that.
I built the machine. I'm not the performer.
All right.
But
well,
the kids are good. The kids are the best players I've seen.
No. All right. Well, thanks, Jake. It's very cool.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was pretty cool. It's a violin.
That was really cool.
So I missed it. I stepped away for a minute. I play violin. What?
Oh, well, I try. So basically, he equipped a violin with some servos that respond to kind of a distance sensor. So it allows the violin to play a bunch of different notes, and I think you can even program it to do different things. Yeah.
Now the camera's turned around, the kids are playing on it.
Yeah, right. That's how it goes.
Let's keep moving.
All right, let's take a walk.
One program only. What program are you doing? Tsunami? Because he's doing the tsunami program. Let me get the noise set up. Where's the tubes?
It's like a big deal. Let's see if we can find out who's working on this one. You want to talk about this for our live stream?
Sure. Oh, yeah, right. Let's talk about this for our live
Oh, I see you. I see you're driving it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is it?
It's basically a robot.
Okay.
But that okay.
But it looks like it's designed for a specific task.
Okay, because every year we have a game, and last year our game was a block party where basically all we had to do was that would pick up blocks from the corners, and we would have to put it inside these different containers, and we would get points for them every single time. And you could also get points under it by putting, and then you could also that little metal thing on the back. It also spins flags that's supposed to be in the corners, and it raises the flag. Then we get like 35 points at the very end of the game. And then other robots, ours doesn't do this, but they could go on that bar and they could raise their sums up.
So it looks like there's a bunch of different designs to all to kind of try to complete the same task. This is classic FIRST robotics, right?
Yeah.
So. Of a bunch of different schools kind of all around this location?
Yeah, well, every state has and during every competition, like during one game, 4 teams basically go against each other, where 2 groups are alliances, and they work together in order to get the most amount of points in order to win the game.
And so you all traveled for this?
Yes, we did. The farthest we traveled was to Pennsylvania for a super regional, where we competed against 72 teams on the East Coast.
Excellent. So tell me a little more about the competition. When did they announce the task that you were going to have to complete?
They usually announce the beginning of September. Like the new task that for this year was announced on September 16th on their blog. So every team
that was just a few days ago.
Yeah, that was just a few days ago. And the new task has to do with footballs. We have to put them in small tubes with them, and that's going to be really hard, we believe.
So have you thought about how you're going to accomplish that?
We have like some ideas, but like we're not sure how exactly, because the area where we're is very small, and it's pretty hard since like the tubes are very tall.
We're a second-year team. This was our first robot we ever built.
Does it have a name?
It has a few names.
Any that you can say on TV?
Patricia. It's very
Patricia.
girly. Yes, as you can see.
Well,
very feminine.
It's purple, but
yes, it is purple. We're all girls.
Excellent. And you team last year, you said?
Yeah, just last year.
How do you like it so far?
Oh my God, it's incredible.
We've
learned more than we ever thought we could learn. We didn't know there was that much to learn.
I imagine it keeps you very busy. Is this how much time each week are you spending on this?
It's about 7 hours every Saturday in the beginning of the build season, and then about 12 hours as we get closer.
I mean, deal to give up your Saturday for something like this. It must be really fun.
Yeah, and also we give up more days, like on Fridays and Sundays also. We would go to the school and out with because we usually host different qualifiers, which is like another type of competition that we have in the beginning of the season. And our school actually hosts it in Hewlett in Long Island. So we always help out, like setting up the different fields and setting up the different that they have.
All right, but the important question: out of class for it, we go to competitions.
Yes, we do.
We do.
All right, thanks a lot, and good luck this year with the wiffle ball robot competition.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Yes,
I saw. These are the FIRST robotics at this
right.
size, but right around the corner here, we have some more FIRST robotic stuff that are like giant things. They're giant things. We're gonna check these guys out show a little bit of the diversity of the FIRST robot competition. All right, guys. All right, what this is we're looking at.
So this is the robot that first off, this is for the FIRST robotics. We're just happen to be a team called the Bronx Science Side. This is our robot from last year's competition, the 2000 competition called Aerial Assist. Basically, you see the big blue ball right over there? Our objective was to pick it up and just throw it and pass it to other teammates. So their robot is another example of it. Ours is, it's just very clear to see different teams, different takes on the same objective. So ours is basically just a pneumatic catapult. So it's really cool. All right, we're gonna enable. Oh, they're enabling it. They're gonna make it work.
All right.
Basically, this catapult, as you saw me just pull it up, is gonna just shoot up. with I don't know how many tons of force.
So we need to stay back then.
Yeah, stay back a little bit. Oh yeah, it's really cool. You ready? We gotta compress it. In the meantime, first is a really great it's called For Inspiration and Recognition in Science and Technology. So it's just getting teens excited about. So actually our founder, Dean Kamen, was just here and spoke, and he was just talking about the fact that he created it because people are so excited about being actors, about being athletes, because there's a competitive aspect to it. So he said, I want to do that for technology. So he created this competition. So that was our addition to the competition.
That is great.
Thank you.
How would you gonna see this thing?
I mean, there's that. All right, do we have enough for a shoot, a launch? All right, ready? And go.
It would be much faster.
So it'd be. I've seen these. It'd be fast enough to shoot that ball up onto this tent.
Basically, more than that. Yeah, probably do some damage. We did that in 2012. We actually ended up shooting it at the DJ of the event.
Oh.
So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for showing this to us. That's incredible. That's really cool. All right, we'll see you. You've been a Maker Faire?
This is my third time.
Awesome. Awesome. We'll come back again for sure. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, guys. One of my personal favorites I spotted corner right before we came over here, so we have to get over here and check out GertieBot. Okay, it's I don't know if some people have seen it, some people haven't. It's a robot that bounces and squishes and jumps. We'll get over here. Oh, and here's another Maker Faire thing. The person who go off GertieBot is probably off getting food. That's not GertieBot, but that's freaking cool, isn't it? So here's GertieBot, Gertie the jumping robot. So this guy created this thing. It's like tripod mechanism, and it does it so fast it can jump. He created these bodies for it, which are kind of bouncy and squishy, but he's not here to demo it for us right now. It'd be really cool if he could get it going. Here, he had one working earlier. I missed it. They're jumping robots or bouncing robots, and he should be back soon, hopefully, to show them off. But now, so he's missing out. All right, let's see. We lost Nathan again. We'll find him here. Let's look at more robots. Oh, here he is. All right. So I see something interesting happen here. Nathan,
Yeah,
you want
so,
to take over and tell us what this is?
So this is Ben. Ben was just telling me about his assisted living internet robot, right?
Yes.
Do you want to start at the beginning?
Yes. So an assisted living robot. The goal of it is to be able to extend the amount of time that someone can go from living independently to needing to be in an assisted living center. So this wouldn't be for someone who can't shower, bathe, or get into bed by themselves, but this would be for someone who is declining cognitively to when they can't take their medication, or they are, or they have a chronic issue like asthma, diabetes, tachycardia, like my grandmom has.
So do you want to show me how some of these features work?
Right. So I'll show the medicine dispenser. I have a 3D printed medicine dispenser here, which I designed. And so you load the medication into here. Then you hit the button here, which says dispense next. And the medication drops down into that chute. This is deliver medicine, and it'll come out for you. And then, so you can pick up this cup here and take your medication, and then return it. So it's also a teleprescription. So if you have an issue that you need a doctor to see, especially for the elderly, rash or something like that, it could be serious, like something like MRSA, or it could just be, because of the clothes you're wearing. So a doctor might be able to tell the difference via video.
Can you also maybe communicate with loved ones?
Yes. You can either communicate with a doctor, or yes, you can communicate with loved ones.
Excellent. So it says in your poster, field tested and surveyed. I wonder if you could tell me a little about the process you went through to define the features that you wanted to include.
Yes, sir. So with all my projects, not only design it, but I like to actually put it in the field because it doesn't really make much sense to design something and never actually get any input from the people you're designing it for. So I took it to, I think, 6 different nursing homes and demonstrated it for them and then gathered their opinions from it. Things like, originally I had this a lot faster, and the elderly people said that they were a little frightened by that. It was coming out too fast for them. So I slowed that down a lot. And so I also took surveys of whether or not they felt more comfortable having it there. Actually, 100% of the people I interviewed said that they'd feel with a robot managing their medication, which makes sense because a lot of them, I mean, I take medication, not as many as an elderly person would take, but I find myself, oh, did I take my medication this morning? And a lot of medications you can't take over again, but a lot of people think it's better to retake to skip your dose, and most times it's not true.
And I suppose that's maybe kind of an indication of an impending cultural shift too, and just comfort with and having them in our lives.
I'll be honest, I never thought that an elderly person would be okay with this type of technology. I did a project when I was in 8th grade. I'm a senior in high school now, with a telepresence robot, and I found that on a scale of 1 being a phone call, visit, it got rated an 8.3, and this was with over 200 interviews. And that kind of opened my eyes to the fact that these people aren't, just because they don't know how to use a computer doesn't mean that they're adverse to this type of technology.
So do you have plans to do with this robot next?
I am looking for funding. I'm looking for someone who can help me take this project to the next level. It's in a prototype stage now, but it could be manufactured eventually.
Great, thanks, man.
No problem, thank you.
So I'm not sure where Caleb went, but let's just take a walk and see if we can come across anything else. We have sorry. Yes. Well, okay, let me introduce John Park.
Hi, everybody. John Park, and I'm here also with Make to take you on a little tour of some things that we've seen here at Maker Faire. And to make it easier on me, I'm actually going to have Lenore do all the work by asking her, Lenore, tell me a couple things that you've seen that are new and exciting at Maker Faire. I believe you've been at 18 major Maker Fairs.
This is my 18th Maker Faire, and I've seen a couple of really cool things. I just came out of the building and out of the dark room, and there is a guy in there who made Nixie tubes and made them into a Nixie tube clock. So Nixie tubes are normally maybe an inch or so tall. I have some at home that are about 4 inches tall. He made some that are like 10 inches, 10 inches tall, homemade Nixie tubes and a giant clock, so it's 4 feet across. It is gorgeous, and
that's pretty tricky to drive power-wise, right?
Yeah, that's a high voltage, fun to play with, neon kind of a system. But yeah, they're a little hard to drive.
That sounds fun. And is he selling them, or is he showing off a one-off, or does he have plans to open source the kit, anything like that? These are the questions that people want to know.
Right. He's out of a glassworking shop, I think in the Boston area, and he does art glass pieces, often with a science theme. So this is just one of his interesting creations.
Fantastic. That sounds excellent. Now tell me, are there other things that you've seen that you want to let people know about?
Oh yeah. So there was a speaker array with a tray on top filled with magnetic filings. So you could push a button to play a song like Flight of the Bumblebees, and as the speakers went, the magnets in the speakers are moving, it would change the shape of the magnetic field, and the iron filings would spring to life. And it was gorgeous. It's about a foot square, and these little dancing balls of metal. It was really, really beautiful.
That sounds terrific. And where is that? Because I think we'll maybe go and try to see it later, and people can watch that on the YouTube streaming if we find it.
So that is inside the Hall of Science, upstairs the pit, on one of the arcing walkways.
Fantastic. And have you guys got any new things for people who don't know? Evil Matters Company. The egg bot is one of the perennial favorites. It's a etching kit objects. Do you have any announcements or new products, things like that?
So we just released the Eggbot Pro, which is all new, all Eggbot, and we do have it here in the Let's Make Robots booth because, you know, let's make robots. Okay, so the Eggbot is in there with a lot of other really cool robots, and Wendell is showing the Eggbot Pro.
Fantastic. Seeing it later. Thank you so much. Take care. All right, so let's have a little plan here to take a look in this area. Where have we been so far? And are we broadcasting live as I ask questions about what the heck we're doing? Good, it's very professional, so stay tuned. Let's have a look over this way. Have we talked about Dremel and their 3D printer? This is kind of interesting. So as we see 3D printing becoming more popular and more available, some bigger names that we know from hardware stores like the Home Depot and more mainstream places are starting to. And there was an announcement just a couple days ago that Dremel is now going to be selling a 3D printer. Maybe we can go in and have a look at that for a second. So from what I know about this, this is a FDM printer, Fused Deposition Modeling Printer. So it uses the PLA and ABS plastic filament in a heated extruder. Set that down here. Maybe we can talk to someone from Dremel about it. Some samples of things they're printing on the printer. Oh, this is a broken one. Let's have a look. Would you be able to talk to us for a second about your printers? I'm John Park with Make, and we wanted to talk to you about the printers.
I'll have my technical guy talk.
Fantastic. Good call.
Talk a little bit about projects you could do.
Great. Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about the printer, and then we can talk about some of the projects. I'm John with Make.
I'm Jeremy Rubens.
So tell me about your printer.
So the focus, as Jason will tell you, it really is, we have a heritage of making, helping people make things and making things really easy and approachable. So our focus on this printer is to make a high quality product that is approachable, that people don't have to worry about tweaking and playing with things, that they can focus on the projects. We have an ecosystem that we're developing that is on approachability, inspiration. Over here, we're mixing materials, we're pouring wax molds, not just plastic parts. We've got with our company, we've got a really good support on our other products. The focus is to have a really good support on here. How
about software-wise? How approachable is software for people to either build models or use downloadable models and print?
Yep. So we Autodesk on the front end stuff, the CAD development. We have our own slicer, and once again, the focus is to really be simple, and so you're not playing with all the settings to get a good quality print. On the engineering side, we spend a lot of time to try to optimize those settings so the user doesn't have to worry about those.
Thanks so much. And did you want to talk about some projects? I'm interested in the molding. Negative molds?
Yeah, actually, Jeremy had designed these excellent molds for doing candles, and essentially he's doing the reverse of this. So we're actually pouring wax into molds he designed and creating candles out of it. But like Jeremy said, it's really creating a great out-of-the-box user experience, getting people going right away into 3D printing, and that's what Dremel is all about, and trying to create that experience. But as Jeremy also said, we're partnering with Autodesk and using the tools that they have available, and even things like this, what I had in my hand, a model rocket, maybe a little bit more complex to do. Anybody can do just basically right off of some software that's available to anybody online to go ahead and print something out of this quality on these printers.
Experimented with using your rotary tools for finishing on the model or doing additional work like welding with filament, that sort of thing?
In fact, that's a great point. You know, we came out with our Dremel Micro that you can do finishing off. Sometimes the print quality, depending on what setting you have little edges and so forth that you can trim down. We also have like Versa flames and Versa tips, butane torches that you can actually do a little bit of engraving and modeling right into any type of artwork. So utilizing multi-materials and multiple tools to finish your project off.
That's great. Thank you so much. It's exciting you guys are getting into this space, and thanks for talking with us today. Okay. Thank you. I want to see these candles they've been making. See where that's over here. The wind is blowing the rockets down, but so here are the molds over here. Try to pour in. Do you know if there's any release sprayed inside to make it easier to pop out of the model?
It comes out pretty good. Yeah, all you have to do is make sure it's held in there tight. Take off these little holders, and then it comes out pretty nicely.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fine. It's one of their little matte wax candles after coming out of the mold. Oh, there's mold release, and here's one of the molds. Mind if I open this up? And there's the little mold. It was 3D printed. Pretty cool. All right. Let's try to wind our way out of here and see what's next. At the Make Projects DIY stage, got Anne-Marie Thomas right now talking about her new book on making makers, which is a study of what the childhoods are like of people who turn into makers. And Anne-Marie is also pretty well known for her squishy circuits. She makes clay circuits that have conductive and non-conductive sides so that they can very simply put together without breadboarding circuits. So people are at the talk here with Anne. Do we want to take a look at a robot? Here's one. So these are little, I believe, Bluetooth-enabled spheres that have a in them and are by your iPhone, either with tilting or game-style controls. And this sort of cylindrical one, I think, is the newest, called Sphere. All right, I have no idea what the Kettlebugs is, but let's find out. Hi, how you doing? Hello, how are you? Good, I'm John Park with Maker. Hi, Rob, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're just roaming around taking a look at things so that people at home who aren't at the fair can experience some of the cool projects. And Your signs caught our eye, so tell us a little bit about the Kettlebug.
So the Kettlebug is a kettlebell tracker. So what a Fitbit does for a person, a Kettlebug does for a kettlebell. And because it's based around the kettlebell, it's really about developing strength. As you see, those Kettlebugs, and the big things they're on are kettlebells. It'll keep track of your repetitions. It can do things like estimate your calorie count, your workload. It can connect you with your personal trainer or other people who do kettlebell.
Looks like it's magnetized. Is that the main method of keeping it adhered to your kettlebells?
Exactly. There are some very strong magnets on there. And beyond that, it's basically just a sensor platform.
Fantastic. Would you mind kettlebell exercises for us and showing us stats? Do you have it hooked up in a way that we can see that?
We have the app connecting right now with all the various Bluetooth things that are interfering at the moment. But yeah, so this is the swing. This is the thing it counts most easily. We get perfect accuracy on this. Everybody. It's a clean, where you just roll it up to your shoulder. That works for most people. And then you get your presses. And then that's a snatch, where you just catch it up top. Very good success counting all of those. We've had a lot of people try it, and people seem to really respond well and really enjoy it.
That's great. And so you have an app on iOS and any other platforms?
App. iOS is much farther along, but when we get ready to crowdfund, we hope to be able to crowdfund with both apps working.
Terrific. And do you sell them now, or are you just getting people aware of them for the crowdfunding?
Yeah, we're trying to get traction. We're going to do at least one private beta between here and crowdfund. We might do a paid beta between that and the crowdfund, depending on where we are with traction.
And can you tell us a little bit about the board? What's it based on as far as a microcontroller and accelerometer? What sort of methods are you using to measure the movement on it?
Sure. Accelerometer and a gyro that are being controlled by a programmable system on a chip by Cypress. We don't use the gyro for much because the gyro takes a ton of battery, but we use it to figure out the hard stuff and then use that data to contextualize the stuff we get from the accelerometer and really figure things out. On the back, you have a battery holder. It's not a rechargeable thing because we don't want people to not exercise when it's not charged. And the battery at a time. And then, of course, there's a Bluetooth module that connects it to everything, so everything talks to each other.
Fantastic. This is really cool. And it seems like there must be some story behind the development of it. Were you working out with kettlebells and hoping to track things better?
Wasn't so much hoping to track things better. There's this challenge. It's a 10,000 where you do 10,000 swings in a month. That works out to 300 swings a day, and I lose count after about 15. So yeah, this was totally solving my own problem. But then once I solved that problem, I found you could not only count a whole bunch of other exercises using the same basic tech, but also extrapolate from that to this whole other realm of data and use it as a tool to help people communicate, which is what a lot of the fitness platforms are really trying to be able to do.
Are you thinking about hooking into other fitness platforms or setting up your own that people can share and compete with each other on their kettlebell challenges?
Sure. With everything, right? I feel like that's what a win looks like. Everybody's system, you talk to everybody's platform, you talk to everybody's phone, you talk to everybody's everything. But you have to start being able to do it yourself. And so what we are doing is we're having basic leaderboards, just like you would for an internet game, and basic communication with our users within our app. And then we're trying to get the social sharing and the Fitocracy and the other fitness-oriented sites working with our stuff.
If I wanted to do something like annoy all of my friends and followers by having it tweet every single time I swing it, is this open enough for me as terrible and annoying as that?
Not only could you do that, we would be thrilled if you did. We would love the publicity.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Very cool product.
Thank you, sir.
Take care. All right, now I need to start doing kettlebells because that looks cool.
We're going to switch camera.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump 45 minutes-ish. Yeah, that's fine. Is there any way to just loosen it here? That hurts.
cooking hacks is. There's a lot of interesting stuff over in this booth. This is the Make Electronics booth that we're coming up upon here. And hi, how you doing? And I'm with Make. We're streaming live so that people can check things out. And your sign caught our eye. Can you tell us a little bit about the cooking hacks?
Yes, Cooking Hacks is a Spanish company that represents Arduino worldwide. We started in 2007, started in Brazil in Arduino, and also we developed also some shields for the Arduino platform. Focused in wireless sensor networks, or in wireless communication, like XB. The XB shield was developed by Libelion and Arduino.
Examples of the XB shield over here?
Here you can see the XB shield. Okay, it's the first XB shield. And right now we have developed codes in order to make it compatible with Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and Intel Galileo, as you can see. Okay. From 2007 until we have developed some shields like GPRS, 3G, GPS, Bluetooth, RFID, and in last years we have developed also some shields for specific applications like radiation shield for measuring the radioactivity, or eHealth for biometric sensors. Okay, you can monitor your body and send information to the Arduino, and the Arduino to the internet or whatever you want.
Do you work with local hacker spaces and maker groups on the types of shields that they're interested in seeing?
Yeah, we work with local hacker spaces in Spain. There are several hacker spaces, and we promote also the maker community around several events also in Spain and in Europe. We usually participate in maker events, in Maker Fairs, mini Maker Fairs also. For example, next Maker Faire in Rome, we will be there again. And everything is that.
Can you tell us about any favorite projects that you've seen people build with some of your shields?
Yeah, for example, the Open Garden is the release. The people can monitor their plants and monitor the plants, and when they are dry, it sends a signal to the gateway, and the gateway sends the irrigation process, for example.
Very cool.
And for health, in the last event in Barcelona, in the Sonar is a big music, electronic music. Some clients from us use the eHealth sensor shield for making some performance with lights and sounds.
Excellent. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Have a good fair.
Thank you. Bye.
Let's see, we were going to grab our friend Mike Sinise, who was also in the general area. Do you know where Mike ran off to? No, we'll see. We'll see if we find him or some other interesting things to check out in here.
Yeah.
Custom Arduino board. That's your own thing. What's that all about?
It's called the Q. It's a little Arduino compatible. It's 1 by 1.4 inches. It's really tiny. It has a battery fuel gauge and charger, so you can not only tell it needs to be charged, but you can charge it yourself by just plugging in USB. You don't have to use an extra charger.
How'd you figure any of this out? That's incredible. You're 13.
I figured it out. I have a lot of mentors that help me with all this stuff, and everything's open source nowadays, so I can just go online and learn about it.
Sure, it's open source, but that doesn't mean that you just know it. You still have to learn it, and that's incredible. I mean, this is like you've designed your own Arduino compatible board. That's something that's really advanced.
Thank you.
What other things do you have? What else are you working on with your business?
I'm working with some other companies on robots, working on making a little kit for this, and yeah.
One of yours, is that tank? That's one of your products as well?
It will be soon.
Can you show it?
So this is the Q-Techno robot. Oh, yeah. And then controller, but it's with Arduino, NFC, and XP. So the XP is to transmit to another controller. The Arduino is the ZumaBot chassis kit, the NFC shield. And so I actually had to hack the NFC shield, put it right in half, and solder the wires from the PCB down to the antenna on the bottom. Pretty well now. And so the object of there's an obstacle course, and there's little NFC tags under stickers all around the course. And so your goal is to go over as many as you can in 30 seconds. So it's kind of like a real-life video game.
Can you shoot rockets on it? Can you add that for me?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is something that you're working on as a product. It'll be coming out at some point?
Yes, definitely. I'm making the shield so you don't have to hack it, and making my own robotics platform, too. So.
What other things have you seen here at Maker Faire this year? Anything really exciting that caught your eye?
I really thought the Atmel, the Wi-Fi shield, the Atmel Arduino Wi-Fi shield was really, it's really inexpensive, and it seems like it's really easy to use and very powerful and super fast. So that'll be definitely helpful in a lot of new projects.
Yeah, I know they announced this last night, the new shield, and I think you probably understand it more than I do because you're smarter than I am. But people sound like they're really impressed with what's going into this and what it can.
Definitely. I heard there was there's a authentication chip there, so it knows what device, and it added feature. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, it's live.
Here it is. So, yeah, and so hopefully I'm going to make a few boards with the Wi-Fi shield on it too.
I can't wait to see what those become. Well, awesome. I'll let you get back to everybody and keep up the awesome work. Let me know when this is ready and with the rockets so we can start shooting them.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Quinn. He's insanely amazing. Let's see, what else do we got? My circuits. Say no to that. I don't even know what it is, but it's got a great name. Hey, John, you got anything you spotted?
Yeah, we got these. If I can grab the mic and hand it off, we're
Yeah.
going to take a look at guys who've these youngsters who have built a weather sensing application using Arduino. So we've got a little theme running right now. This is the block of Make Live Streaming that's about kids who are doing cool stuff with Arduino, right? So let's take a look. This is Vikram, and we got our friends we'll introduce over here. All right. I'm John Park, and I'm going to introduce you to Vikram, and Ricky. And these guys have a weather sensing suite of applications that they built on an Arduino, right, called Skywatchers. So why don't you talk about the project?
So Skywatchers is basically a Arduino model that takes weather information from the and then it processes it in a computer. It displays it on its LCD screen.
Would you show it to us? There.
It will tell you right now that it's cloudy, and right now the humidity is so say it's cloudy right now and it's a sunny day. And then if I
would you move your hand down so we can see that screen? Perfect. Thank you.
And if I cover it a bit, it will say dusk/dawn. So it will say that, and also it will tell you if there is any rain or no rain. So right now, it says no rain right now because the humidity is low.
So yeah, that's the humidity sensor, but that is the humidity there, and
it's gonna rain soon because there's lots of humidity here.
So what was the idea behind building this project, guys?
well, we just ended up meeting each other and
we just met each other and we decided to just make this out of fun.
And then we decided this into the Maker Faire and got accepted.
Congratulations, that must have felt great, huh?
Yeah, and it is kind of fun being like the only kid makers here.
So tell me, there may be some other kid makers around, but it's pretty rarefied company for you to be in. Can you tell me how long it took for you to develop this and what your plans are for it in the future?
Well, it took us 2 months to learn this, and our goals for the future to make more of these, improve this, make more of these around the world, and then so that way everyone can have this ability, and it'll be like revolutionizing weather stations.
Tell me, was this a project that you used to learn about building microcontroller and sensor projects, or have you done some other ones before you got up to this one?
Really, I've done other robotic kind of things with technology, but I've never done something with like an Arduino before, so this was my first time, but we did this for fun.
That is excellent. And how about you guys? Have you played around with Arduino before? Was this your first experience?
Well, this is my experience making something big in Arduino. I did take a class and I learned a lot about it, but this is my real time that I actually made something pretty big.
Well, great job. Congratulations, and so glad to have you guys here at the fair. Can you tell me, have you been around to see any cool stuff here yet?
Many cool stuff. We saw drones, we saw Oculus Rift, we saw it's just an amazing thing to come to the Maker Faire.
How about you?
I saw the Toyota Prius hybrid plug-in.
And what did you think of that? Was it pretty cool?
Awesome.
Wow, all right. How about you?
I saw everything like he saw, basically. I saw the Oculus Rift. I saw this place where they flew the drones. I saw exploding Coke, this exploding Coke show. And many more. We all saw the Toyota Prius and the futuristic Toyota vehicle. What?
Well, thank you guys again so much and enjoy the rest of your... Take care. All right, well, let's see if we have any other cool projects to take here, or if my friend Mike might have found someone. Mike and I like a lot of the same things. We saw a Enigma machine over here. I'm not sure if the creator is around yet, but we might get a chance to talk to them about Code Machine. Hey, Mike, I'm going to put you on the spot. You found anything cool to chat about?
I did find something cool to chat about.
All right.
Yeah, thanks, John. So, this is the Factory for All table, and I actually didn't get your name yet. I'm Mike Sinisi. Tully, nice to meet you. So, I just got a little bit of a run through Factory for All, but this is our stream to all the Maker Faire attendees that couldn't attend Maker Faire. We're saying hi to the world and giving them a peek at what's happening at Maker Faire today. Factory for All is really interesting to me, but I'd love for you to explain what's going on over here to everyone else.
So I've lived in China since off and on since 2005.
Yep.
And I have become really. I have two companies. I have Samurai Circuits.
Yep.
And thank you. So crazy about the Arduino. It's my personal passion. And then my other big passion, since I live in Shenzhen, China. Shenzhen is an awesome place to make stuff.
Yes.
And so what I do is I try and help as many other people make stuff in China as well. So I help out a lot of the professional makers, basically. So if you got any cool stuff you want to make or you're doing a Kickstarter, please let me know. I'd be happy to try and help you out. And I help out with a lot of circuit board assemblies. I even make my own clones and whatever you want. Yeah. I'll do a surface mount, through hole. And I even do, I'm a mechanical engineer. I do help people with sheet metal and extrusions and thermal forming, RC cars with thermal shells on them. So whatever you need, let me know. I'll be happy to try and help you out.
Great. Can we swing this way? We can let everyone know, actually see what it is that we're talking about, if that works.
This is my own personal habit. We're gonna try and shoot some video.
Sorry about this. We're doing our live stream. Say hi to all the watchers.
So yeah, this is my own Arduino clone for servos. And I got my own slot. This is my...
you call that the Samurai Arduino?
Samurai Arduino Plus.
Plus.
This is the Plus. This is the regular. And then, so this is inspired by my Mama Shield, which is a high-speed prototyping system. So each prototyping board has all the digital across the top, all the analog, and then extra bus pins, and then, power, ground, digital reset, and this is an Arduino socket, and it can array. And then in case it's too big, and then I have a breadboard, circuit board, which follows this classic breadboard, and you can see all the jumpers right there. And you still have access to all your Arduino. You have power and ground, and if you want, you can disconnect them with these two solder jumpers.
That's really clever. There's a lot of stuff on this table.
It's a pretty crazy passion. And then another thing I do is I try and design everything in modules, and it's a lot of fun. I do everything. As you can see, I got all my kind of stuff: rotary encoder, potentiometer, beeper, and it's just, for me, this is great fun because I can Legos. You can just plug and play. And I have different kinds of connectors. This is based on the Seed Studio Grove Connect. So shout out to Eric Pan. Yeah, awesome guys. And then I also use the servo connectors. I have my own. Can build a soldering iron controller. And this is a project I hope to kickstart soon. And you can see, so everything's in modules. So this is modules together. And it's a thermocouple amplifier. And this is one board, and that is, you can put your own thermocoupler in there, or you can plug in a soldering iron. You can measure temperature with the soldering iron. And then I have a
That's pretty amazing. I didn't realize that you had that type of functionality with a soldering iron.
Right. If you only had access to the smarts, you could just go around and use it for measuring. And then there's a FET that controls the power. So you plug in 24 volts here, and this FET turns on and off the heating element inside the iron. And then you can measure. So with this, you could actually just put your iron in the 24 volts and then program your Arduino and to whatever temperature you want. You can start soldering. But really, you want all these controls. So I have a display that shows the temperature, and the target beeps when you turn it on, it reaches temperature. And then I've got functionality. I realized, you know what, I got a photo resistor. So I made it so it turns off the iron when you turn off the lights. But it's like, whoa, why didn't, like that's so simple. Why didn't no one do that,
That's really brilliant. I love that.
So simple and brilliant, yeah. And then everybody's like, well, if you want to make the ultimate nerd soldering station, you got to have a data logger. So I have an SD card and I have a real-time clock on the side. And then it turns out it just kind of, you needed all the memory in the Arduino. So I add an extra Arduino brain on the side to manage the SD card. And then I have another Spark core. It's like, we got to add the Spark core so we can add an iPhone app. So you can monitor if you left, like you're at the bar, you want to know if your soldering iron's on.
Start warming it up so it's ready to go.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it's like, I wanted to make it extra hackable. So I made it with battery. There's just magnet here.
Got it. Oh, it's pretty clever too.
So very hackable, right? So this is my own.
The open iron, I assume it means it's open source?
Exactly, right. And then it's got a fume extractor with an on-off and then speed control. So it's a fully contained battle station.
Is there other files available for this? Can people, if they wanted to read more about it or start hacking on it themselves?
There's very little available right now. I just got to get it out. It's like, it's just this painful kind of process. I got to get it out and, I don't know.
And you said possibly a Kickstarter project that, yeah. I love it. I can't wait to see that. I'm really excited about that.
It's a fun platform. This is a balancing robot, which I haven't finished yet. And I have an H-bridge module, and these are just balancing. And again, it's just the same box held together with magnets.
You want to know a really bad idea? You put these wheels in the ironing.
Balancing iron. Perfect. I just set up some of these to water my plants, too, before I left. Because I live in Shenzhen, China, and I just knew that everything was going to die. So, right now, an Arduino is taking care of everything in my house.
That's pretty great. Yeah. So, factoryforall.com, and you're Shenzhen. You're helping people manufactured.
Right.
I'm going to talk to you more about this later, in fact, because is this a big area for me? I'll do a secret handoff right here, and then I'm going to peek in on this guy because I think he's So the Geotronics, couple. I want to find out more of what exactly these are. The Enigma machine. I think I've seen this on the internet.
Yes, you have. We actually did it. We wanted to do a geocaching challenge that was special and unique. So we decided it'd be cool if we had an Enigma. So we tried to buy one on the internet, and hey, we couldn't find one. And when you can find one, they're $100. So what happened is we decided, okay, we'll buy a kit. Well, or not. We made it, we published an Instructable, got an overnight success, 10,000 people requesting boards, kits, assemble tested devices. So we had to comply. So put them on created a website, offered them to the people, and sold PCBs, sold kits, and sold machines. And this was getting out of hand. So we said maybe we need to launch a Kickstarter so we can group these orders together. And
swing on this side, so I'm not in the way, because I want to make sure everyone gets to see it.
We're getting really good feedback. So we put these on Kickstarter, and we sell them in 32 countries, 25 states. We're very proud to say that we delivered every unit on time by a week ahead of time.
That's never happened before.
It doesn't happen often on Kickstarter. We're starting a trend, and more people will plan ahead. Very proud. We just introduced 2 weeks ago our printer. So we're not only are we the only open Enigma on the market that will print your decrypted or encrypted message printer. So and we're launching a new Kickstarter in 2 weeks. I'd like to take a talk about. It's our open display. Yeah, we so much with these 7-segment LEDs that we said, hey, let's feature first Arduino Shield that is an heptacore. So each of its own little. Plus we have one Arduino Mega with SD card, so you can talk to it remotely with any smartphone or tablet or computer. Bluetooth. Created the. It's on top. It gives you the temperature. It gives you the. Of course, it gives you the.
I imagine
thing the ARM Cortex processor has a significant amount of power, and it's a bit funny or interesting that even Arduino, we cannot draw full motion video 30 frames per second full color, but you take one beagle bone and you can do it. So if full motion video is looking for, then we're offering it via the Beagle product. But our strength and our focus is really on Arduino. And it as a text display or a static image display. With the SD card and the Bluetooth, and you check the time or load is specific. So.
Really cool. I love it. I aspect of it as well.
The Enigma was invented decided to use it to encrypt and decrypt each other. They were persuaded that it was unbreakable because of the layers of conversions of characters and the number, the stunning number of permutation. Little did they know that the Polish had already broke the code, and, so it was a cat and the whole to send messages that cannot be decrypted, and the Polish and shared their information with the set up this decrypting facility run by Alan Turing. Alan Turing, a famous cryptologist, we call him the first hacker, kind of thing, created a machine, the Bombi, that is basically like and as Alan Turing and back then there was no, so it was all electromechanical, and basically the finger pressing the key was the that rotated these rotors and made contact so that the power would flow and then the light would turn on character.
And now we do it with Arduinos.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations. This is awesome. Board looks great. I can't wait to get it coming.
And we want to make sure that people can go to www.sngeotronics.com where they can reach me. The company is SNT, and the website is stgeotronics.com.
Geotronics.com.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good Maker Faire.
Thank you. This is an amazing crowd. I love New York.
This is an amazing crowd. All right, cool. Don, what have you seen while I was chatting with these guys?
ears
Okay,
and
cool.
cat ears and
Yeah.
crowns and stuff like that.
Hey, testing here at Maker Faire. A little hot testing. Look at DI wire. Not die wire. Not do wire. But DI wire. And we're good? Great. Okay, we're live here at Maker Faire. Hi, I'm John Park, and I'm here with Marco of DI Wire. How you doing today?
Very good, very good.
So I am about the DI wire. It is, I'm going to describe it as sort of a CNC for bending wire, but I'm sure you have an explanation. Tell us about the DI wire.
Yeah, so if you think of like 3D printers being very good at printing out volume, laser cutters and out little lines, and that comes up all the time from medical applications to dental to prototyping application or anything else like that.
So you were telling me that you've got a bunch of different samples of materials that you've been bending. What are some of the popular materials to bend in the machine?
Well, like steel, but we also have galvanized steel so that it could stick to solder, and you can use just regular plumbing solder to put it all together. But we also have some funky stuff, like we have cold bend plastic that's crystal clear. You can light pipe LEDs around. We have steel tubing, copper. A lot of people use copper for like antennas and fractal antennas and things like that. We have some hardened titanium and things like that that we've been testing in the lighter gauges. That's pretty neat. And
So your machine's strong enough for titanium? Has that always been the case?
it's not always have been the case. We actually started getting requests for titanium for medical applications because of spinal implants, and we started testing it, and it was really just like smudging our machine. So what we ended up doing was and take a titanium bend, and it has the torque to do it.
Okay, we've been talking about the machine. Let's have a look at the machine. I don't know if you guys here, and maybe a lot of it's self-evident, but can you explain a little bit just about how the process of bending wire with?
Yeah, so the way it works is there's two pins now that will bend right to left, and the one pin will drop out of the way so that the wire can move. And what it does is our software will take any drawing, like a scalable vector graphic SVG from Illustrator or Inkscape, and then and like a printer driver, you hit bend and it'll bend. If you really want to get into the weeds, you can like really set resolution and scale and start messing about with it. But if you don't want to do that, you just hit bend and out it comes.
Do you do any continuous curves, or is it essentially always at vertices and line segments?
Right now it's at segments, and we're working on a continuous bend. It's called a slip roll, which will be a series of bearings so that you can get a nice smooth bend on it.
Looks like you're making some bunny ears here today. We can see the graphic up here, and now the wire is coming out.
Yeah, they're very popular with the kids. You know, anything you can put on your head and wear. So we have bunny ears, devil horns, whatever you want, alien heads.
That's excellent. So you just snip it when it comes out, or does the machine cut your wire off?
We have a place to mark it, but right now we're just manually snipping it. Future, we have automatic cutters, straighteners, and things of that nature.
I see some prototypes or history of your machines back here that I'm pretty interested in. Can we take a little trip down memory lane here at some of the versions of the machine?
Yeah, so these are all the machines that we've shown at Maker Faire so in the past. So pre-2012, pliers, the 3D machine, wacky, but it worked. But it wasn't that strong, so then we went like maybe a little bit overboard with these giant motors to really make it super strong. Now we've got the beta units over here that we ran, and we had a bunch of these out and people were testing them. And then this is pre-production, and the one we had out there was unit.
Can you tell me how you even got the idea of making a wire bending machine? Where did this come from? Was this a hobby, a passion, a frustration on something you were working on?
It was a frustration. We have a design studio called Pensa, and we do a lot of work on furniture and lighting, as well as like vending machines. And we do a lot of 3D printing and laser cutting and routing. We have a CNC mill. We use all of that equipment, but all the time we were coming up to this point where like we couldn't do any thin lines. We were making small scale furniture, and 3D printing a little thin line was going to break. It was very a long time to make it, and so basically expensive. And I was like, well, this is just not the right process for this. So we ended up thinking like, well, we're missing this idea. And if we ever wanted to do tubing for conduit or hydraulics, pneumatics, and things like that. So CNC benders exist in the marketplace, but they're very, very large and very expensive, and they take a dedicated technician. So that's why nobody really had one for us to go out and outsource prototype. And so in the end, we're like, well, we just got to make one.
So this is a case of making a smaller scale desktop version of the industrial thing that's for a smaller firm. I'm gonna.
Yeah, so like a full-scale prototype, a full-scale unit, they started about 100 grand. The average to 500 grand. Minimum is if you just want a shape is somewhere between 1,000 and 20. So most of the time you end up doing it by hand. So it's either a pair of pliers or you make a little jig to do that, which is fine, but it's about 90% of the time is all set up. And then you bend one thing, and then you're like, well, I spent so much time doing that, I don't want to change it. And that's really not the way any longer. We iterate a lot. So we really needed something to take our digital files and just spit them out. And we were doing chairs to shower caddies to whatever, but we need.
That's great. I can see why you'd want to make that easier now. I'm also looking at some three-dimensional shapes. Do you have, in the case of the bunny ears, we have sort of 2D patterns. Are you twisting wires in the machine at this point to do right angles? Can you make a cube right off the machine?
Yeah, so if you wanted to do the edges of the cube, the way we're doing it is we're running the line, and then the software will pause, and then you rotate it to with the square, and then you just keep running it, and you'll get that sort of like because the third axis is manual.
I see. Any plans to go to a fully automated 3D solution?
We definitely, and in fact, our first one was full. The issue with the full 3D is that on the software side, you have to be able to design something that doesn't sell machine or the floor or the ceiling as this thing is swinging around. And in the softer metals, the weight of the metal itself would start sagging it. Where in 2D, we're supporting it all the time, and people have a lot easier time designing. So that seems like it might be a limitation, but a vast majority of it is 2D because of the same reasons. Something that doesn't hit the machine.
Now tell me a little bit from the development side and going to market with it. Is it on the market? Is it something that people are buying now?
Yeah, so we had a Kickstarter, which was very successful. We funded in a day. That was really great. Then we set up for pre-orders, and we ordered a batch, and then we've actually sold out that batch. So we're about to make another batch because we're starting to scale up quickly. But we really want to ship and make sure everybody's happy with the first ones before we go too crazy, you know.
And where are you making these?
They're all made locally, so we're in Brooklyn. Some of the motors and components we get from outside resources. We use the Tiny G's, which so it's mostly all American made.
That's excellent. That's really great. Well, thank you so much for letting us take a look. Do you have any favorite examples of some things that have been made on it that you can show us or talk about here today?
Sure. We're doing a lot of posting on our website coming up. That when we launch it, we'll show you how to like connect it to laser cut parts. We'll release a bunch of clips that you can 3D print if you have a 3D printer. Connect the wire either as a joint or as a hard joint or flex. We're going to have a bunch of example projects of like how to make a boat and how to make a table and things like that, as well as we're making a series of metal clips that will hold the wire perfectly in 90 degrees or parallel, butt joint, lap joint, or all sorts of different ways to do that in order to fixture everything together so you can hit it with a torch and solder it up or braze it or. And that comes down to things like this. So like this curved line will take about a minute to bend. So you bend 3 of those, in 6 minutes you get yourself a truss that can hold a few hundred pounds.
That's excellent.
And then what you end up doing is we can show kids in education, it's like you can make a popsicle stick bridge or we can make a steel bridge.
Which one do you want to do, right?
That's right, exactly.
Well, I now know what I want for my birthday, as I was saying before when we were heading over here. This is really cool. I'd love to play around with that. Thanks again so much for your time, Marco.
So much.
Take care.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to have to get some bunny ears a little later, I think. My goodness, look who we're running into here. We're live. Anna, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you, John?
Very good. Have you seen any interesting, cool things?
You know, I had an interview with a company kind of over on the side. They are 3D printed objects. Pretty go check that out. We might want to just wrap around 3D Printer Village. There is so much to see. You know, there's Cartesian code. They're 3D printing all kinds of circuits. You know, technically it's 2D printing, but it's a little bit of a thicker layer, metallic substrate. So it's very interesting.
The thing I really want, cutters, I love 3D printers, but we just talked with the DIYer guys here about doing wire bending, and I really want one.
Yeah, they're going to send me one. I'm quite excited about that. They've been working out the kinks. I'll send you some stuff. You should come visit me in Providence. We'll play with it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bracelets and things.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting applications in wire and other things. Yeah, make some circuits out of them. Fantastic. All right. So all right, well, why don't we go to the head of 3D Printer Village and we'll just walk right on down. So just follow me? All right. So let's go check out the new Up. They've got a new model out here. Hey! So we're on the Make Live feed. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm having fun looking at the 3D printers.
Awesome. Did you get a little break from your booth? You're at the NASA booth, right?
I'm at the NASA booth right now, and I'm actually here exploring some of the cool 3D printer options to see if we can add more stuff to the space shop.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit about what NASA's been doing in the space shop with 3D printing.
Oh, yeah. So NASA Ames Research Center in Silicon Valley, we have printers that are workforce so that they can actually prototype spacecraft parts much faster and much easier than they were before. So we have a lot of students coming in, and one of the big requests is for bigger printers, different materials and so forth. And so here at Maker Faire, shopping as well as presenting some of the stuff that we've done.
Fantastic. Sounds great. So what do you think? We should check it out. Anybody over here to talk to? Hi. Hi. So I'm Anna France, and we're on the feed. And I see that you have this new Up box. Would you tell us a little bit about
well, you're looking at the very first one, our Up box.
And let's go over next to it so the folks at home can see. Sure. So tell us your name and a little bit about this machine.
I'm Brian Kwan, Managing Director of Tier Time US. This is the brand new Up box, just released today. It's the first time it's been previewed here in the US. We got a 10 by 8 by 8 build area on our new proprietary bed system. It works great with ABS and PLA. Gets up to 106 degrees Celsius. We got a filter in here that when the whole job is done with the door shut, your environment will be totally filtered out by the time the job's done.
So tell me a little bit about that build plate. You said it's proprietary.
Yep.
Are you able to say what materials it's made of?
No. But we know that performance test has shown that it not only the plastic really well, but it releases really easily too.
Is it removable from the platform?
It is, yeah. It just, you pull it, comes off. Feature. The pulse lighting is telling you the status of the print job. Also, we have full LED lighting inside work area.
And so when will this be available? Well, you said it's available now.
This is the first unit, and it's ready for, but November 1st, we're thinking we're shipping.
Fantastic. So where's the printer online?
It'll be with Amazon, and right now it's going to be pre-order for November.
Great. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you. And physical stores, like one of our distributors here.
So you're a distributor?
I'm Maker. We are based in we are based in Manhattan and in London. But the store in Manhattan is going to stock the Upbox printers, of course. But with the Upbox, we're going to have a big event.
So these stores in New York and London, it's a physical place where people can actually see the printers, check them out live, as opposed to just...
The very unique proposition that we have, people can come in, they see the printers printed, different brands, different materials. We have the widest range of, including bronze, including X, including everything. So we give trainings, and we are a kind of a unique space for people engaging with that new technology.
And the bronze material you mentioned, that's the new color fab Bronzeville, correct?
Exactly, yeah, we stock that as well, and we stock the bronze field with the T-glass, PET, the carbon fiber as well. Every single Ninja Flex, of course, which is very brilliant. So every new material, we have them on stock, and people are ready to touch them, feel, buy them on stock. Yeah.
It's fantastic. So are there any plans to kind of branch out? I know that, New London, but anywhere else anytime soon?
As soon as we make a decision, I'll let you know first.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to head over this way, check out some more 3D printing stuff. So I'm on the Make Live. Would you like to tell me just a little bit about your machine?
Well, let me the expert do that first.
We're on the Make Live feed. So I know we talked a few minutes ago, but for the benefit of the Make Live feed audience, would you like to just tell us a little bit about your machine?
Sure. Well, can print 3D, two-headed printer with a heated build plate. It actually prints with many different products, PLL, the wood material, the wood composite. We have a range anywhere from up to 260 degrees, or pardon me, 280 degrees. So virtually any of the different filaments that are out there, we can pretty much cover. So we can handle a large range of different products.
You're working with eSun.
Yes. So this is a very good quality. It's a less expensive material, but it's a premium product.
Great. Well, thanks so much. It's been great to talk to you. All right, let's head over and see some more machines. So let's head this way. Hi. So I'm Anna France, and we're on the Make Live feed right now. Are you with 3D Kit Bash? Is there any talk to us? Check out some of these cool models. Got the Quinn doll. We're on the Make Live feed. Do you want to talk to us? Come on over. So come next to the models so we can get some shots. And we're just live. We're just talking that's around. So I'm Anna, Natalie, Quincy. Nice to meet you. So tell me a little bit about 3D Kit Bash. Tell me about Quinn, what you do, and what's so great.
Well, okay. Well, we created Quinn, the 3D printable fashion doll. She's able to be printed on an FDM printer or just a printer that uses the filament. She was a Kickstarter project, and we actually, at this Maker Faire, we're featuring her latest Kickstarter that had her, it was an upgrade kit. It was called Quinn to Infinity. It was her featuring a jet pack or a rocket pack, space boots, a kind of a space outfit, multiple faces. So she's got her new little attitude on. What
want to talk about boneheads?
Sure. So 3dkitbash.com is a site where we have 3D printable models, and our idea wanted to create really nice, more complex toys and files for people to download that didn't require and glue. So you know that you're going to end up with a really nicely designed thing that you be. So we tend to then release those on Kickstarter. And response to those, then we'll create those, and then we sell them on our website.
Great. And what machine was these printed on? Were they all printed on the same machine, different machines?
Yeah.
This was all the same machine. We use a MakerBot Replicator 2X, and we like that machine. And we wish MakerBot would make more special colors for ABS.
Hear that, MakerBot? More special colors for ABS. It's a correct from 3D Kit Bash.
Dark teal. We need that. And but yeah, so MakerBot Replicator 2X on this. But all of our files have been set up to use all standard. We're not manipulating our machine at all. All of these results are straight using basic settings. But that's it for me, right?
That's great to know. Guys, thanks so much for talking to us. Oh, you're welcome. All right, let's head over here. We're going to talk to Cartesian Co. if we can. If you have a minute, I'm on the Make Live feed right now, and I backed your Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
And it may actually be at my house already. I don't know. But I'd love to hear a little bit more about your Cartesian Co. machine. Yep. It's the Argentium, correct?
Yes, this is the Argentum.
Argentum.
It's Latin for silver, which is the play on prints in silver. So the way it works is it uses 2 inkjet cartridges. One of them is filled with ascorbic acid, which is hence, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the orange on the cartridge. The other one is filled with silver nitrate. And the way the printer prints in both of them, the 2 inks overlap and then mix together. And when they mix together, chemicals that form silver. And that's what you can see here. That's an unassembled board. That's printed on fiberglass, FR4. That's the same stuff that normal circuit boards are made on. And you have one coming in the mail. That's really exciting. Put it together. It's very challenging to etch out FR1 or any of the FRs.
Machine.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Okay, very good. Yes. Well, if you have your milling machine set up nicely, you'll get very good resolution out of it. But you no longer have to do that. You can only etch stuff that already has copper on it, right? This board, one of here, it's a Simon Says game. Everyone loves the Simon. We can make exactly the same board on. Because it's additive, you can print on a lot of different things. We can print on fiberglass, we can print on paper. Here is a RFID antenna on Kapton. Hopefully the 3D printing crowd is familiar with Kapton. On fabric. Very excitingly, we can print on PLA, which is the material used in 3D printing. And if you go, there's a whole bunch of prints we've done on fabric, on PLA, on FR4, on everything. It's very exciting.
Excellent. Well, tell me a little bit more about the machine. If you are printing of different thicknesses, how does that work? Do you adjust the Z-axis? Tell me a little bit about that.
It's really straightforward. The bottom plate of the machine actually is removable, and there's space, so you can just use different spaces to get different heights. Interestingly, underneath the machine, I probably can't show you. The machine, it's just one big hole. So you take the base out, and you can actually underneath, or whatever you want to print on. One of the designs I try to print when I get back home and have time is I want to take a ledger, like a notebook, pages, print a capacitive touch keyboard on it, insert an Arduino Mega and a Bluetooth board, and then just have a Bluetooth keyboard that's in my notebook. If I'm taking a note and I decide, actually this is getting a bit long, flick to the keyboard page, start typing it up.
I would love to hear more about that project. Please send me a picture and post when you have it. I certainly will.
Project.
It was my pleasure. It's a very interesting project.
Tell the people at home that if they go to our website, just seeing this at the everyone on the other end of the feed, if they use the coupon code MAKER, AER, they get 10% printers, and that's just for this next week. We're not keeping that going. Although of a hackerspace, a special 20 discount code. Any hackerspace, any community-driven project is accessible to a group of people, 20% off. Because we're all about getting it out for education and community. That's what we are. We're hackers. We want to get it out to more hackers and makers.
Fantastic. Great speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let's check out what else is around. Looks like we got some Delta 3D printers over here. Let's check those out. Do you want me to pass off to you?
I'll talk to these guys. All right, so these are Delta robots. You may have seen some images on the Make site about the 17-foot tall 3D printer that's here. And this is its little brother. It's the same sort of a technology. It's called a Delta robot. Has 3 actuators that move on a to adjust the positioning of the horizontal plane, overall vertical of the tool that's in the end here. And I'm going to let Daniel here talk about it when he's free in a second, but the interesting thing about this one is that there are multiple attachments for it. So we've got a starter, there's a primitive pick and place or simple pick and place here. It's an engraver. And I was noticing this is a pretty cool technical drawing done. Point pen attached into the printer, and described it to me. Anything using one hand to draw or carve or etch is possible with the Delta printer. Hey Daniel, how you doing? John Park with Make. To see you. So we were just talking about, we've seen like a 17-foot tall 3D printer robot, and you have sort of the little brother here of a Delta robot, but you're doing things other than 3D printing with it, right? Can you talk a little bit about it?
Sure. Should I grab it? Okay. So this is Ziga. This is a tool. This particular example is a pen plotter. It will make something like that. They have multiple attachments available. This is, for example, is a metal. It would do the PCB milling. There is also attachment for the wood burning, and as you saw, common attachment is an attachment. Idea for this machine is multifunctionality. This is our key selling point. Do you see? They thought about this machine. Whatever you can do with one hand, more than likely this machine can do. Like our latest application that we had developed, extruder to decorate the cake. We don't want to stop just there, just as a 3D printer. And it's possible because of these magnetic ball joints. Very easy to, you know.
Oh, that's really cool. Can you swap out a attachment onto this one here? I have to say that's really clever. Is that a novel? That's something that's done in other machines, or something that you worked on?
I don't claim that magnets is my invention.
Why not?
Magnets, really? I didn't invent magnets. People do use magnetic connection, but I didn't in production. It does. I won't make such statement.
Can you show us? I don't know if the steppers can be disengaged or engaged. Show us it in action.
So this would be homing. And they made this control box. They just finished this box yesterday. So this is very basic programming, and you know there is X and Z.
I have to try that out. Can I drop it down to the level of? Oh, this isn't our pen. This is the engraver. Okay, I'm gonna break your machine there. Sorry. So, are you you're in production with these? Or are you selling?
Yes, we do. Right now it's about 2 weeks. We sell them online as assembly kits. They have one attachment of your choice, whatever you like more, engraver, 3D printer, wood burner. We sell them right now as $7.49. Maker Faire, we run the special, so it's $6.99 for Maker Faire participants.
So does it use how you're telling it the drawing pattern that you wanted on this drill, for example? How are you, what's the software sort of tool chain to get to the machine?
All this software is open source stack. So yes, it's extremely easy. It's just a G code. We take for this, I just found the vector graphic into the G code, the CAM software.
Very cool. Thanks for taking the time today. This is a really nice machine. Have a great Maker Faire. See you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Anna's probably been off here scouting interesting stuff here in 3D Printer Village. See anything cool?
I was just wandering down the way here, and there's a couple interesting things I'd like to check out. First thing is we've got some Delta 3D printers over here. Very interesting. On that, there are some DIY SLA machines down here. They look to be made from a single of a collaborative open project. That looks interesting. There's some stuff from Print-A-Peer and some others. We've got a lot of interesting configurations, wire and the like, and should be pretty fantastic.
I'm a little terrified of the mugs that have human teeth being over here.
Ooh, I like those.
When we get the camera swapped out, if we want to take a look at those. But,
Yeah, I'm into the mugs with Hey! All right, camera crew is swapped out. So, Lily, if she wants to. We caught you with a mouthful of food, so just give us a second. So I see that you've got all different kinds of 3D printed objects. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. We're on the Make Life, and this is going out via the makerfaire.com site. And just tell us a little bit about your work, about why you design these objects, and why you create what you do.
Okay, sure. So I make a number of things. Mainly, I sell feeder soaps online, and also I do 3D modeling for inventors. So you might work to. I'm interested in the idea of like having your art be available to the public in terms of not just going to a gallery, but having it with your coffee, looking at art when you're like washing your hands. Fully functional, and I have this problem where I need a crown at a time. I just came up with the idea. Like one day I just woke up and thought like, wouldn't it be nice to have teacups? So I created it, and now dentists will actually purchase it as a project.
Fantastic. And so was this cup on the end, the ceramic cup, printed via Shapeways, or what service did you use?
Yeah, so Shapeways, and I 3D modeled Rhino. In combination. The ZBrush 3D modeling was done for the sculpting teeth part, and then the Rhino is used for the rest of the cup. Yeah, and Shapeways uses Bigelow, which is based out of Boston. And how it works is that the Z printer prints one layer of ceramic and gypsum powder, and inline glue is laid in cross sections after each layer, and the ceramic cup is like a standstill looking object. Then somebody goes hand glazes the cup, and then it goes into a kiln, and that's a very traditional process. And the outcome is something that's dishwasher safe. And I did have to glaze the bottom a little bit because it's a little bit more porous than a regular ceramic. So you have to fill it somehow, or else it's similar to you could use it.
Well, so nice to meet you. Thanks so much for talking about your artwork.
Thank you. I really.
All right, so we're going to go over here, and I'd like to talk to the AstroPrint folks. They're making some interesting wireless 3D. Excuse me, guys. Hi. So we're on the Make Life feed, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about wireless print. Maybe explain to us what you do and what your service and your platform really. And
we developed this box that we call the Astro Box, and with this box you can connect your printer to the internet. And once your printer is connected to the internet, then you can access it using any web-enabled device such as an iPad like this. Real quick. So right now we are printing rockets, and this is the screen that monitors the printing. We also have a website that you can very simply upload designs, and we can then, using a slice the design, prepare your print files, so that you can then next time download them onto the box and print. So essentially, you don't need a computer anymore. Plug into your 3D printer. You just plug the box and print away with any device you have. All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right, let's go over here. We've got a DIY SLA printer I'm interested in looking at. Excuse me, guys. Where is he? Down here? Hi. We're on the Make Live feed. Sorry to interrupt. If we could just have a couple minutes. And I saw your little printer from far away. And I wanted to ask you a few questions about it. If you could just tell us your name and your project and what you've been working on.
Okay. My name is Mika Sarkin-Jain, and I've been working on creating a 3D printer that uses a photopolymer, an SLA 3D printer that I hope is more accessible, so cheaper, easier to use, maybe more distributable. Yes. And yeah. So I wanted to add, I designed all aspects myself, so I with Python to interface nicely with Arduino, developed the electronics myself as well, created all the mechanics in CAD, 3D printed and laser cut them as well. So
what lasers are you using?
I use a 405 nanometers, and the laser itself moves, so it doesn't use.
Okay, so that makes it a lot less expensive, correct?
Yes, it does.
So is this a prototype or is this a working machine at this point?
I actually made a few prototypes before this. Like I kind of, each part itself went through many different kind of iterations, and I mean it's relatively finished, and yeah, I suppose that answers the question here.
Excellent. So are you using Maker Juice? What type of resin are you using? What works well with this machine?
Well, I actually started developing this project before a lot of the resin companies existed, so I used resin from 3dinc.com, and it was much more expensive then, so now it's come down. So.
Fantastic. Well, great to right. Where John is, so we're going to keep going this way. Check out some more 3D printing stuff. Too crowded. Hey guys, we're on the Make Live feed. We'd love to talk to you for a couple minutes about printed solid and some of the stuff that you're working on. Lost PLA casting. So great. So tell me about printed solid. Introduce your. Let us know what you make here.
Yeah. So hi, my name's Mac Wharton. I founded Printed Solid. Our business, we're primarily focused on being a filament reseller. Actually, we are the U.S. distributor for Color Fab. We sell for Tolman nylons. Pasta in Oregon, but I think what you're here and what you're interested in talking about is our investment casting. And so what we've done is we've taken the lost PLA process here, and we'll print a part desktop printer in PLA, and then we take this part in PLA, and we actually do a bunch at a time. So we'll take a bunch of PLA parts, make a tree out of them, pieces, and we'll put this in a flask, and then we'll solution around it called an investment powder, and then we'll take that whole assembly, we'll pull the air bubbles out, and we'll put it in a furnace and bring it up to about 700 over 8 hours, and the PLA will vaporize, and you'll be left with maybe a little bit, tiny bit of dust left behind. From there, we just pour in the metal into the cavity, break away the plaster, and then we're left with something like this. And then we'll cut off all these pieces and clean them up and polish them, and with a nice little guy like this, and that's it.
Awesome. So I've been several different ways that people are incorporating metal and metal coatings into the 3D prints. And you mentioned Color Fab to a actual bronze casting or say electroplating maker down all the way in the end. You should check them out. Yeah.
So, yeah, so the bronze fill's interesting. It's a new material, and what that provides is a difference. So first of all, versus casting, it's expensive as compared to the process of burning 8 hours of investment powder out. You get some cost advantage there. There's a lot of work in polishing and getting a nice metallic kind of finish here, but and I haven't seen the electroplating. I know what you won't get with electroplating. You won't get something that feels like metal or has the mass of metal. So it's like everything else in the 3D printing world. You have trade-offs. You can spray paint things and you can get a metallic look. So you want a metallic performance. Those are all choices that you make. So bronze, another choice in there.
Great. Us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello. We're going to backtrack this way a little bit because I saw something I wanted to chat about. I'd say Printer Row is one of the more craft sections of Maker Faire. So here we are with Alice Taylor of Makeys. Hello, Alice. How are you doing today?
How much do they cost? They're £69, so it works out about $115 with the exchange rate. So cheaper than American Girl is what I'm told.
Is that your byline on the company? Cheaper than American Girl? So tell us why. Why is it better? First of all, explain the this is Alice. Everyone say hi to Alice at home.
Hi. I'm Alice Taylor, and I have a company called Maker Lab, and we make 3D printed toy avatars to dolls. They're the world's first 3D printed toy. Actually put it through Toy Safety, and they're sold in stores. So they're on like Amazon.com and stores back in London, Hamleys and Selfridges. And so we put them through the same kind of rigorous testing that a normal toy would have to do.
Okay, so
Printed.
So one of the advantages I'm going to presume with 3D printing toys is customization and not having endless numbers of one single thing. Is that the idea behind it?
Yeah, exactly. 3D printing basically enables each doll to have a customer will build their own doll like this, making choices on screen, literally taking an eye color and changing the shape and the position in the face, and you can customize everything from the hair, the eyes. I'm doing this upside down, sorry.
Looking beautiful.
Yeah, eyebrows, nose, mouth, etc. And then you can customize the clothes as well. This is our game, and in the game you have little 3D printers, little sewing machines and stuff, and you basically make, there's the little 3D printers, you make stuff that shows up on your doll. But a customer will prepare and then hit buy and then that exact doll and send it within 2 weeks.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned accessories. These look like some add-ons that people can choose and have come with the doll.
So I've got a Cube 3 here, which is one of the new machines from 3D Systems. And so all of the accessories you see can be printable on this kind of desktop printer. And so kids can print their own for free.
Oh, that's great, at home.
They can access the machine. Yeah, we put the files online. If they don't, print them for them and send them along so you can buy them on the site as well. But we want kids to be able to make their own things, hack their own things, customize their own things. That's why they're called Makeys.
So tell me about hacking their own things. I imagine there must be some cases of people doing more to the doll once they've gotten it beyond what they can do in your little, I shouldn't say little, in your 3D printing factory, but people must be hacking them and using them in interesting ways. Any favorites?
My all-time favorite was the Nekamimi cat ears, the kind of, a girl called Cat hacked her cat ears, and then when you clapped your hands, was the sound. But there are videos on that. We've seen people putting Makeys on drones and
Sounds safe for the Makey.
Yeah, exactly. Flying around all over the place. They survive actually quite a strong drop, so that's quite.
They seem pretty durable. They're quite heavy.
Yeah, like
it's a solid print.
It's really solid, and like I said, they've gone through the whole toy safety process. Involved dropping a very high height. So.
Electronics, have you had people illuminate, adding microcontrollers, some crazy things like that?
We would love to see more of that happening. They're basically enabled so that if you want to start hacking them, there's a battery compartment in the back, and you can actually off, and there's a big space inside the head that fits, Nano, Arduino, watch back stuffed inside the head. So another was somebody put 2 red LEDs in the cheeks and made.
Adorable.
Somebody said something rude on Twitter. And
was it Twitter one? Oh.
Yeah. So and that was with a little Bluetooth module. So, but yeah, we love seeing that stuff happen. So
is it one of the people will find the app on and then start playing and then decide they really want to order it?
At the moment, most of the orders come through the website. So it's mymakey.com, and you just turn up and you can make a doll, and that's the majority of it. We also have a game on iPad called Makey's Fab Lab. And that's probably pushing about 10% of our sales at the moment, just come straight through the game. And then next week we're going to be releasing an Android app as well. So it's basically at that point it's kind of any platform.
So I mentioned American Girl doll before, and I have in that realm, being a father of an 8-year-old. So I have some. They're nice. And part of the I think the appeal is the backstory and the personalization. They have the name of the. Do people name the? You send birth certificates or equivalent?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. There's
a certificate.
We have a certificate of awesomeness. But yeah, they come with a date made and unique name, and the unique ID is also inside the head, and then that corresponds to the digital avatar as well. So there's kind of persistence in the digital physical crossover.
That's excellent. It's fascinating, and it's exciting to see someone using 3D printing and sort of taking it far, I think, as anyone has, as a real product.
Right. We're trying to just kind of see it into everybody's hands, and so we're just kind of pushing it through.
Any excitement or seeing where it takes itself?
So we have a ton of fans on Instagram who are posting their pictures of their dolls, which is brilliant, which I love. And we just won a bunch of awards literally just a couple of weeks ago. So we got Toy of the Year from Creative. And the reason I bring this up is because it's really exciting for us, because there's this real focus on creativity and like real hands-on doing and play. And that's what we want to see. So yeah, I'm excited by that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alice. It was great seeing you here today.
No worries. Bye. Thanks.
All right. Let's see what else is going on in the realm of 3D Printing Village. So have you guys looked at any of the resin-based printers yet here today? Okay. This might be pretty interesting. A lot of the 3D printers that we've looked at and seen are type FD, a fused filament deposition, which means we're printer, which is using stereolithography